All right, welcome back to session 47 of Pax Mithdosica. Dear God, long freaking time. Also, a long freaking break since the last time you played. There was a Severus solo session between
I still
our
have a
last
token,
session
by
and
the
this
way.
one. You what?
I still have the couch sheet, so if you want
Oh,
to
I mean, you
like
can
drag
keep
it
it.
somewhere else.
All yours, buddy.
All right.
On in the battlefield.
And so I'm just going to summarize where we left off because we were in the middle of something, unfortunately, which is always the worst thing to come back and do, but there was just no way we were going to finish it last time. So, yeah, let's just dive into the explanation. You guys are, of course, judges of the Empire. Don't need to remind you of that. And the current task that you were given was to go to the various governors of the core provinces within the Empire and bring peace. First, you went to Regia. The governor there did not like you. He was Lars's father, so he was not a big fan of the group of judges that had previously worked with his son. You resolved a quick task there and got two peasants, well, a peasant and a senator married to resolve their little dispute. And then you made your way to the province of Sedalia, specifically its capital city of Flamium. There you met with the governor, Opius Ironleg, and he told you about this dispute up in the mountains, result that you didn't ever learn much of the details about. Instead, you went over there and found a Department of Civility praetor who was on drugs and very drunk, who was loving his time out in this little village in the mountains. And you tried to solve it, but you realized that your mandate didn't really include it, and the guy was being a bit of a stick in the mud, so you were unsure how to proceed, so you just left it alone and went back to Flamium. At this point, you were led into, like, the big problem that the governor was having, which was that 3 weeks before you arrived, he had caught a smuggler in the harbor. Rather than, you know, normal contraband, he was trying to sneak in a magical item into the city of Flamium, which was, according to the Arcanist that had been, you know, identified the item, it was very powerful. So you guys started by talking to the governor and then the soldiers who found the smuggler and then looked at the ship and then spoke to the corpse of the smuggler. And with all these clues, you began to believe that there is a Republican group, not in terms of the political party, in terms of the, like, ideological thing of, like, trying to make the Empire into a republic. And this group, your guess is that they are going to do something with the magical item. You couldn't really figure out how it was all connected. In fact, you sort of, like, talked to some locals, your investigation started to sputter out. And then Severus had the idea that maybe you should look at this magical item and figure out what it actually does before, you know, you continue on the investigation. And his identify revealed that the magical item was not anything. It was just an amulet with a minor illusion cast over it, which instantly, you know, raised a lot of questions. So you had a very lengthy interrogation with the governor and all of his attendants using a Zone of Truth spell. And discovered that none of them were to blame. So the chief suspect was the Arcanist. He's not a direct employee of the governor. He's just like a freelance one named Arcanist Vitarion.
Waiting on like a neutral arbiter to come down, aren't we?
Correct.
Yes.
The governor demanded that he doesn't really trust you anymore. He thinks that this is a power grab by the Department of Faith. So he has demanded a neutral arbiter come from Mythos to resolve this dispute, which will come in 5 days. Additionally, he's reaching out to basically inspect the credentials of this Arcanist because, as I think, I don't want to speak for you, but I think the general read on the governor was that he is very suspicious of you, but he does have the best interests of the Empire in mind. He's not, like, a part of the conspiracy.
Oh, yeah, it didn't seem like he was just worried.
Yeah, and he did pass your Zone of Truth questions, though, and some of them were like, oh, did you handle the object? Did you know that it was a fake? You know, things like that. And all of those he answered truthfully.
About the group and...
Yeah, all those things. And I think the working name we had for the group was the Patriots, though that seems to more so be like a way to refer to them, less the name. Yeah. So... I think that's basically where we were at. There were a couple other loose ends, but, you know, rather than diving really into the nitty-gritty, I think we'll just leave it there. Is there anything you guys want to do? Well, actually, let's just dive into where we're at. You guys are staying at a hotel at the expense of the governor near the harbor of Flamium. He'll pay for you guys to stay here as long as it takes for the independent arbiter to arrive, which should happen in about 5 days. And Arcanist Vitarion is your chief suspect. But again, you can't take any actions against him until the arbiter arrives. So, what do we want to do?
boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Good question.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Okay.
I know how tough it is to step back into the mindset of, okay, what were we doing after 4 weeks? Some things that we...
All we
Oh,
were
yeah,
doing was
feel free.
Peach / Echo were watching the Arcanist place. And we
Yes.
just kind of-
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
Peach reversed her sleep... Sorry, Renesmee reversed her sleep schedule to watch over the Arcanist's building.
Yeah, just 24/7 surveillance.
Mm-hmm. Some
Did I
other
learn
little...
anything from that?
So far, you've learned that he is a very intense socialite. He has so the place that you're watching is his shop as well as his home. He's not like a full-time employee of the Empire. He's not a part of the Department of Magic or anything. So he just spends a lot of time drinking and meeting other people, and he goes to parties and comes back. He employs no servants, but he uses his magic very publicly, which isn't illegal. It's just a bit of a social faux pas, because when you're casting a spell, no one knows what you're doing, but he seems to do it all the time, and people sort of delight in the fact that they have the little wizard to do parlor tricks and stuff.
Got it.
But you found nothing indicating a conspiracy.
Maybe all of this is just a competency.
That would be an interesting reveal. There's also a couple little details that were picked up in the last session that we sort of didn't get a chance to follow up on. One, the smuggler is likely from the city of Ravinium, and he's a member of the great clan Viria, which used to be were a very powerful clan during the days of the Republic. Secondly, you started looking for a book called something of the Empire, True History of the Empire, because I think it was Maximus. No, one of you guys can cast Locate Object. Father Rixion.
It's the
Yeah. Yeah, and Father Rixion thought that, Patriots, false history of the Empire, there may be a connection here, and he found 3 copies of that book in the city. One owned by the Arcanist, another owned by a very influential noble family close to the governor, and another one owned by a member of Great Clan Viria, and a sort of loner. He's a young man. You looked through the city records and learned a bit about him. Those are the only other things
Is that the guy whose door we were going to kick down?
Correct. You briefly thought of kicking down his door and murdering him, but then the whole thing with the Arcanist came up. Because the thing with the Arcanist
Because the
came up.
Arcanist stuff came up, we double-checked the object.
Correct.
Did we do this outside of his house, or
The Arcanist? No.
immediately before kicking
I
down
think
his
it
door?
was... I just rewatched the video VOD yesterday, but if I recall correctly, Severus was just before we go and murder someone, let's just go double check this. And so you went back to the governor's mansion. You checked it at late in the evening, 5 p.m., after the governor had already gone home. And then you found it was a fake, and then, a whole night of literally 2 in-game real-life hours of questioning and paranoia followed until you
It was
discovered
quite the
that.
big twist.
Yeah, there was a
Should've
lot
just
of...
busted down this dude's door.
Yeah.
Disappointing. Probably for the best, though. Alright then.
Yeah. So, since you have 5 days until the Arbiter arrives, you could use that time to gather more information. You could, again, it's hard to look into the Patriots. I'm just going to use that name to refer to them since we don't have a better one, since you know so little about them. And if truly you have literally no idea what to do, then we can just wait until the Arbiter arrives and go from there.
I mean, we could try and gather intel. That would be useful, but my brain just isn't working, and I can't think of ways to gather intel.
Well,
It doesn't
and he's...
involve entering or breaking?
Are groups like this known to recruit former legionnaires?
Sometimes. The previous Republican group you encountered was formed up of young university students. So
Yes, that one seems unlikely. But,
yeah, and that's the only
I
type
see what you mean.
of Republican groups you've encountered so far.
Do I have any
that
local
makes sense.
contacts I can tap?
I believe we rolled for this last time, and you did not have them.
Alright.
Likely due to it, being your home province, which you were never deployed to in your capacity as Brumentari, because there was some concern that you would be recognized.
Do I know of any, since this is my home province, do I at least know of some, pretty seedy places?
Certainly.
Places where you could find, a black market, that sort of stuff.
You definitely could. You pursued this route a little bit last time by going to the docks and looking around sort of criminal sort of contacts and stuff. And I think you came back with the vibe that this group likely isn't that demographic. Like, you spent like a solid amount of time, I think it was a day, at a bar and tried to like shit talk the Mithdosian government and acted like you were a local, and no one bit.
I mean, what about like local like smugglers, black markets, stuff like that? That's kind of like different from, you know, I'm not looking for recruiters or members of the group, but more for like other criminals that could have knowledge about just criminal organizations and ongoings here.
You could. I think as a Fermentari, you would know that criminal organizations and like rebel groups have a lot of overlap just because they have to get stuff from the same sources, but they typically don't like closely associate. You'll get an occasional thing where like a separatist group is also a criminal gang, but it's not a one-to-one overlap. But you feel free to tap that well if you like. So how would you go about doing that?
I've spent quite a bit of time with like thieves and smugglers as part of my undercover work.
Mm-hmm.
And they speak thieves' cant.
Correct.
I know that in history. Well, actually, I don't know if this is a history at all. I don't know if this is a historic thing or if this is literally just Skyrim. But
Based.
Sometimes, like certain buildings or shops are marked in a way that certain shady individuals can recognize whether they belong to an organization, are a good mark, or are already under someone's protection.
Yeah, this did happen in real life. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Now, the historical examples I can think of had nothing to do with thievery. It had to do with like pogroms, but I'm sure that thieves did such things, and certainly undercover like rebel groups would definitely do those sorts of things. So with your knowledge, we're just gonna roll a straight, this would be like a 5e doesn't have a thing where it's like your background, so let's just roll a flat d20, because this would just have to do it. Actually, yeah, flat d20. I was gonna modify it, but yeah, flat d20 will work. Just to see if you know the local symbols, because there is no such thing as like a universal thing that all smugglers are going to use.
So sorry, roll what specifically?
D20.
Okay. 18?
Okay.
Ooh.
Yes. You, after, during the later parts of the evening as Renesmee takes over to watch the Arcanist's house, you walk around the city and look down various streets and look for marks, and you begin to notice that there are marks. They're very sparse, though. This city is very poor, very rural. A waste stop, not even a waste stop, it just exists. So there's not a large number of places that would even be worth robbing. But after you walk past a clothing store and you notice this sort of like X mark with a little like circular line above it, you realize that the locals here use a type of like the local gangs here use a type of marking that you hadn't seen in a long time, because it's sort of like an old-fashioned way of doing things. But after you recognize it, you can start looking around the city and find that almost every structure in the city is marked with some variant of this language, denoting, is it easy to rob? When people are on duty? Are the people there violent? Do they have weapons? Those sorts of things.
Right. And do any of them like denote connections?
There is a bar. It's not located near the docks with most of the bars. It's located in the city, a bit more of a finer establishment. And this one is denoted as a safe place. That doesn't necessarily mean the gang owns it, just that you can go there and speak somewhat freely, and likely no one will be listening in.
So nothing that would denote like contacts, fence maybe?
Yeah, nothing like nothing that what do you call it? Sensitive is going to be just marked on a wall, because if a member of the government learns how to read it, then they're all going to die. But like if somehow a member of the Department of Civility cracked the code, then they would just go kick down the doors of everything marked as a hideout. So they typically do a bit more of sleight of hand with it, where they're like, oh, this is a friendly place, and then we talk to someone, and then we bring them to the place that we actually do a business deal.
Right. I guess I just... You said there was like the safe spaces where you could talk freely.
Correct. Sort of an upper class bar establishment near inland of the harbor.
And safe space denotes like you can speak like entirely freely, or like you just have a space where no one's listening?
No one's going to be listening in on your conversations.
Goes there and listens in.
Oh
Yeah,
my
okay.
god, oh, you can't do that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do exactly that.
Okay, you make your way to that sort of finer bar. You head inside. The clientele here, it's a small little building, only like 4 tables, single bar, very narrow. And it has a pretty small little dedicated group in the corner. 4 older men, seem to be of senator class, though very down on their luck. And you can get a drink and sort of just linger in the corner of the room.
Yeah.
And you're just watching. For what?
Hand signs, catching something in thieves' cant, something unusual.
Okay. Yeah, the evening will begin to grow later. You'll begin to get more tired. Do you happen to have anything to keep you awake? Is Severus addicted to fire moss? I feel like I vaguely remember that. Or is that someone else?
That must be someone else.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he's
I
ever
don't
done
think
fire
anyone
moss.
ever-
Okay, it must be someone else then. Must be someone else.
When they infiltrated the university, Peach and Yogi did drugs, but that was it.
No, okay, that's different. Okay, never mind then. Different campaign,
You've
different
been
campaign.
smoking too much
It's
fire
been a
moss.
month, okay? The campaigns are merging together in my brain. Okay, so he's not addicted to fire moss. So yeah, your alertness begins to slacken a little bit just due to, being awake for quite a long time. But as the late evening rolls around and as, all work lets off around as evening falls, the bar basically fills to capacity. You realize that it's not just senators, it's also like low-ranking merchants, basically all that's left of like the middle class in this city, which only fills out about 4 tables in a bar. And you can listen in. And sure enough, it's not just like 1 or 2 guys doing shady back deals. Everyone here is doing some form of something. You can listen and get snippets of business deals, and what you figure out is that these people are all talking about types of financial crimes. One guy is talking to another one about underreporting the amount that he earned from his business and how to cover that up, and so won't get caught, but he's using thieves' cant to do it. You've never seen thieves' cant used to discuss such low-class crimes, or high-class crimes, like such minor crimes before. Typically, you're used to, smuggling or murder or gangs, which are eliciting protection money. Here, they're just talking about how to save what meager wealth they have remaining.
Is there any opening where I could chime in thieves' cant? That seems like it's not.
You could,
Lawful.
but it would be a bit odd because, you're listening in on their conversation, which the sign outside, the little mark specifically denoted you're kind of not supposed to do that. You're supposed to go here to conduct business safely and then go elsewhere.
I'll just order something at the barkeep.
Sure.
And during the ordering, I want to slip in some thieves' cant about something that wouldn't sound too suspicious. Something about where can I find some local contacts?
Yeah, thieves' cant is basically a form of slang that is universally recognized. I can think of, I don't know if you've ever seen The Wire, but the members of gangs in that show talk very differently to the general population, and certain words mean very different things. And so it's basically just that. And you've picked up mostly on the slang of what they use here, so you can certainly reach out and ask him if he has any contacts, and he will give you over the drink and then also slide you a small handkerchief. This one's clearly been folded and unfolded many times, used for ages, and you can, you know, flip it over while you're sipping on your drink and find it's marked with that similar sort of old-fashioned sort of thieves' cant, and it marks 3 services, which you would recognize as basically creative accounting, smuggling, and illegal sales. Basically items that are meant to be sold to the government, but you want to sell and make a shit ton of money.
I'll make a note of the second and the third, and I'll whatever the cost of my drink was, what was the cost of my drink?
Silver.
1 silver?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Is that appropriate, or is
It's about
that
20
high?
times more expensive than the bar you went to in the harbor.
Yeah, but is it to be expected, or is this already part of the? Is that the upcharge already part of it?
Oh, this is
for the
to be
service?
expected for a drink in a upscale-ish establishment.
So I'll pay 2 silver, 1 for the drink, 1 for the service.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll leisurely finish my drink and then move on to the smuggler's place first, I guess.
Yeah, rather than denoting a location, it sort of just denotes what signs you need to do. So for the smuggler thing, you're supposed to go to a clothing shop, which is closed at the moment, so you may have to do it tomorrow. And you're supposed to ask for their fine-hemmed feather hats. Since they're closed, I assume this will be a tomorrow activity.
Yeah.
Unless you want to break in the night and demand a hat.
Give me your hat.
Yeah, you head back to sleep. Renesmee is the only one awake, watching Arcanist Vitarian's house. I believe we discussed this, but I don't think your wild shape lasts long enough to watch, you know, for an entire 12-hour shift. So how are you sort of concealing yourself as you watch his home and shop?
Good question. You ask a good question. Last now. I'm going to just, you know, sit and like read, pretend to read.
What? Well, you're starting at nighttime, so it's like 6 p.m. when you start.
So then I would start by reading
Okay.
until
So
sunset,
it gets dark and then go watch it.
and then I would walk shape. I'd like pretend to walk away into an
Oh, okay.
alleyway.
So as the sun
And then I
lowers
turn
and
into a
dusk
cat
sort of
and come
spreads along
back.
the streets. Okay,
How many
okay.
charges wild shape do you have?
Well, every
Is it
day
2 or 3?
I get 2 charges.
Okay, 2.
But
So
I
you have
can
8
stay in
hours
it
of
for,
wild
like,
shape every day.
hours, yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you had 3 at this point.
It may have changed
Is this
recently.
your- What? You get
Well-
more wild shapes? I thought
Yeah.
that your max was 2.
No, I don't think so. Let's check.
What the fuck?
Wild shape.
That'd be so
Wild shape.
based.
Yeah,
We'll
before
see,
it's like
we'll
equal
see.
to your proficiency bonus.
No, it's not. No shot. There's no way. Wild shape. Let's take a look. It's just all the usual things.
Well, it just says you can use this feature twice.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is just twice. Peach is right. She's a G.
Wild
I
shape
thought that it
movement,
was that.
maybe?
I thought that the thing that gets better over
The
time
length.
is the fact that the length of it
Yeah.
gets longer. You know?
Yeah, it's half your druid level rounded down. Okay, yeah, it's 4 hours, so you can do it for 8 hours. So yeah, you just sit there reading a book, and then when night fully falls, you sort of creep and skulk, and then you just turn into a rat or a cat and watch. Okay, cool. You don't notice much else about Arcanist Terran, and he gets home late. I think I've just been misspeaking his name this entire time. I've been saying Satarion, it's Vatarion. Jesus Christ. I forget my own NPCs.
You have been misspeaking.
Yeah, Arcanist Vatarion. But yeah, yeah, nothing new. And the following morning, bright and early, Severus, you can make your way to that clothing shop. It is run down and decrepit. You can't imagine there's a lot of people buying fine clothing here in the city of Flamium.
I was gonna take somebody with me.
Oh, sure. Who would you like to take?
Grania.
Perfect. I assume, Grania, you will have no problem with that.
Unless she has any problems, yeah, if she doesn't want to.
How do you tell Granny? So
What? I had no idea what you said.
Neither do I.
what are you actually telling her?
I'll tell her I'm looking into two potential avenues into criminal investigations, organizations, smuggling and acquiring of illegal items in the city. And I thought I might need a backup who's on the younger side that doesn't speak much.
She'll sign back. Don't fully understand, but will help.
Okay. Heko and Dota make their way away from the hotel being maintained by the governor to the clothing shop. It is open despite the early hour. Behind the desk, there is a middle-aged, mid-30s woman. She has a very old man who looks like some sort of old master servant or something like that, seated in a chair beside her. And as you enter, the woman will approach you and say, "Welcome. Are you looking for a custom fitting?"
I'm looking for your, what was it? Sorry, hemmed featherheads?
Oh, well-hemmed hat
Fine-hemmed.
with a feather, yeah.
Yes. I'm looking for well-hemmed hats with a feather.
Unfortunately, that side of our business shut down about a month ago due to unexpected circumstances.
Is she lying?
Roll insight.
Insight check.
What's this new Peach voice we're getting?
She unlocked a new octave and now she wants to use it.
Real earlier when I heard it, I wasn't sure who it was.
Oh yeah, you thought Dota had developed
I thought it was Dota trolling.
Yeah, true. That is Dota's strongman voice. Okay, yeah, 17. She spoke less than a sentence. You've only seen her for about 30 seconds, so you haven't had a long conversation to sort of read her social signals. But based on the 30 seconds here, it seems as if she is being truthful. She even seems a bit sorrowful about that end of her business shutting down. Or she could just be lying to you, easily. Because again, 30 seconds of data.
Any idea where I could find anywhere else, maybe?
Unfortunately, that business seems to have moved away from Flamium. It's a bit too, risky.
I'll nod.
But we do still have our normal services. Your, she looks at Grania, looks at you. Sister, could use some nicer clothing?
Colleague, and I'll look at her. Do you
Pretty
want
sure
to
the
buy
only clothes she
clothing?
has is her Imperial Wizard robes.
Correct.
Probably dirty. So.
Yes, it is just her Imperial Wizard robes, which this
Would you
woman
like to
doesn't seem
buy
to
some?
recognize as such.
Yeah, well, would you like to buy some clothes, Grania?
Well, not her headdress.
Well, we don't have the newest fashions of Mythos, but we can certainly find you something that looks a little more fitting for a woman of stature, of race.
She might have unique taste, and she doesn't speak, so...
So that shouldn't be
if
any
you-
trouble. We have a writing board.
If you need any more precise responses from her, I can try to read her. I can read sign languages, sign language somewhat.
All right. And she will, sort of wave at the older man to come over, and she'll approach you, Granny, and say, "So, have you ever had a clothing fitting before?"
Brad, no.
Oh. All right, then. We could get someone to take care of that hair of yours as well. There's a shop nearby, and he sometimes comes and helps me out with these sorts of things.
She's gonna look over to Hecto and sign. What does she mean?
Oh, they can cut your hair into different shapes and styles if you'd like.
Or we could just trim it down. It's looking a bit wild.
She'll sign back. Don't like.
Yeah, I don't think she'll be needing that style. She likes it wild like this.
Okay. Just dress it is then. And the older man will hand over all sorts of measuring equipment. She will measure. It's pretty weird, Granny. You don't know the social norm, so when she goes to measure your inseam, it's like,
just, like,
what the
standing
fuck
there.
are you
Yeah.
doing? Yeah, it's a bit of an invasion of personal space, and so whenever the woman goes to do something, you have to just calm down a little bit. It's a strange experience, and she's not really communicating while she does it. She just, presses your arm down, measures here, measures the width of your neck, and as she concludes a lengthy table of measurements, which she dictates to the older man, she will leads you to the sort of edge of the room where she has several mannequins. These don't have, full-size dresses on them, but just sort of rough patterns and indications. She says, well, if you want something custom tailored, I recommend you go with this Sidalian spring fashion. It won't look very seemly come the winter, but it looks wonderful this time of year.
What color is it?
It's green and yellow.
Oh, there's a writing board you said that she had, right?
Yeah, the older man has it, and when he sees you look over towards it, he will hand it over alongside the quill pen he used to denote your measurements.
We'll write down orange ?
We can certainly add orange. I assume you want to replace the yellow with that. You can just nod, no need to use it.
You'll slowly nod.
All right, that can be done. And
Sorry.
since you have not much experience with this process, I assume you don't have a particular preference as to length.
She'll just look back confused.
She puts her she puts her hand flat and then sort of gestures at your ankle and then your knees and then your upper thigh, and she says, length of the dress. How low it goes? No preference.
She'll still look confused and just shake her head slowly, no, and shrug.
Okay,
I'll step up to her and whisper in her ear. And this is mostly a decency / type of what person you are thing. But the shorter it is, the less quote unquote decent it is considered.
Are you saying
Because it shows more skin. Yeah, I'm trying to give a quick crash course on
yeah, summarize all of Imperial, weird cultural taboo and fashion in one sentence.
Which also Severus doesn't know much about because he's not, he doesn't wear skirts, he doesn't worry about this too much.
Don't understand, you pick.
Yeah, the woman will step back and say, well, if
I'm not gonna pick anything.
If your colleague here doesn't have a preference, what sort of work do you do? If she's just described, then a long hem dress could look nice.
We tend to ride on horses quite a bit.
Perfect.
So...
I think I understand. We can... Actually, I think neither of you seem to have much of a preference for this, so if you don't mind, I'll just put together a little proposal.
Yes, but to make it... Well, I'm sorry, that's too forward, but try not to make it too short.
I think we're going to keep it quite long if she's going to be riding on horseback, probably throwing a pair of trousers beneath the skirts as well. I mean, it sounds like she's really just trying to get things done.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think trousers is a good idea then.
All right. And
Unless
she
you
will...
don't like wearing trousers, Grania? I look at her, confused. I don't know this.
Everyone's confused.
What do you mean you don't understand?
Grania doesn't understand nothing, man.
Do you like... Have you ever worn pants, Grania?
Surely Grania has worn pants, but...
Surely.
You probably never tried to wear trousers.
True. It's very fancy sounding. These frickin' Imperials and their fancy words.
I'll point to my leather trousers, leather armor trousers. Something kind of like this. Would you prefer wearing this to a skirt?
She'll just sign back pants normal.
So, is that a yes or no?
She'll think how to sign this. Usually pants okay.
Okay, we got there.
Alright, let's go for pants then.
Yeah, the seamstress will, the shop owner will nod, and she will go and write up a little proposal, basically writing the bill of how much it'll cost. Fine clothes are always expensive. The sort of generic, you just get them at a major city that can just fit your size is 5 gold. For something custom fitted and tailored from scratch just for you, it's going to cost more like 15 gold, even here in Flamia. And that's the bill she comes up with. It'll replace Grania's current clothing. It'll fit a lot better, make it a lot less hot, make it more form-fitting for riding on horseback or doing battle and things like that. Not much mechanical changes, but certainly more comfortable.
No bonus to, I don't know, dicks? I don't know.
No, it is not a form of armor.
I'm joking. Yeah,
I know.
Is this shop owner, since she at least used to dabble a bit in like a bit shadier stuff. Could
Yeah.
I ask if she sells a disguise kit?
Yeah. While you are, while she's putting together the receipt for 15 gold, she'll nod and say, "Yes, I could help you out with that sort of thing."
Yeah, add that on top of it, and then
All right.
Yeah.
25 gold then.
right.
And
I'll pay.
if you're going to be sticking around the city, I could let you know if our hat business opens up again. It seems unlikely, but maybe a new tailor will come into town.
I don't think that will be necessary. I'm not sure I'll be sticking around for a little too long, but thank you.
All right. And do you have 25 gold on you, Severus?
I have
Granny is
over
gonna open
300
up her
gold.
coin.
Oh,
Granny would open her coin pouch and count out the 8 coins and put them out as if it's enough.
okay.
What denomination are they? What are the how much is?
Is it 8 gold coins?
8 copper.
Oh, okay. Based.
Oh.
All right, Grandia pays 8 gold coins, the last of her remaining money, leaving the remaining 27.
Wait, no. Wait, 27? Excuse me, it was 25, right? Total.
Was it? Oh, yeah. No, I just had a stroke. The remaining 17.
No, I'm paying the entire thing.
Oh. So Grania puts her coins on the counter. The woman begins to collect them.
Yeah, I'll just add my 17 and then I'll give her back 8 from me. Doesn't make much of a difference.
Okay.
She seems really confused and tries to bring it back to you.
I'll say to her, just we work as a team. I have more than enough on me right now. You might need this if you're on your own.
You'll hesitantly take free give 4 back.
Based.
I'll just
All right.
sigh. And whenever she's not looking, I'm gonna slip 4 gold coins into her
Oh
purse.
my god.
Reverse
Alright, sleight of
pickpocketer.
hand, sleight of hand.
I've
Let's see,
tried to
let's
do
see.
that before,
And she
caught.
failed, yeah. Peach failed horribly.
Yeah, but she doesn't have a plus 13.
That's true. That's
All right,
true.
a 20 will work,
Well.
unfortunately. Yeah, so you will pay the. Just remove 25 gold from.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, remove 25 gold from your sheet, Hecko. You will pay
Already
for
have.
it and sneak it back. There was a. I was rewatching the VODs, and there was last session. There was a moment where Granny said that Peach should really work in her sign language because Peach was like fucking up in translation intentionally to try to make Grania come off
Oh,
as
yeah.
more diplomatic. And Grania's like, "Oh, I guess you don't understand sign language. Then we should
And
work
it's like,
on
are you-
that."
Yeah, you
Yeah,
fucking
that was
bad
like-
man.
She's like the most genuine person.
Yeah, it was such a good bit. Okay, yeah, Grania keeps her 8 gold through a very roundabout method, and Severus pays for it. The dress, since it's being built from scratch, is going to take a couple days, but since you're staying here for the Arbiter anyways, and this place doesn't have very much business, that's fine. There's no real problem. So, it seems as if the smuggler, working through her layers of speech, it seems as if the smuggler was operating perfectly fine and then about a month ago stopped. Coincidentally,
say
a
what,
month ago,
why?
well, you would know that a month ago is when the smuggler was apprehended and killed himself.
Oh.
How? Oh, so, she might know something.
Yeah.
Could be. Or he didn't just work for this Patriot group, but he was also just doing, like, general criminal activity as well.
In fact, I'd like to ask about this. If
Yeah,
you
after
can.
you pay out the 25 gold and you slip some into Grania's coin purse, she will probably just be staring at the various. I mean, there's tons of mannequins displaying different dresses and different fashions, and a couple of catalogs of different parts of the Empire folios. So Grania will have plenty to distract her, and you can speak to the shopkeeper as she's putting the bill and like telling the older man on what he needs to do to prepare to make the dress.
Wait, I'm not talking to Granny, I'm talking to.
The woman, the shop owner.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
So you said that the side business kind of paused about a month ago.
Yep.
That happens to coincide with well, does it have anything to do with the ship in the harbor? I'll just be straightforward.
Yeah, she'll narrow her eyes. Yes.
I'm not trying to get you anything. Don't worry. I'm just, you know.
Yes, you said you
But-
came here for... Can you remind me again?
For hemmed feathered hat.
Where did you hear about that?
I heard about it. Tell her about the bar.
Yeah, she'll nod and seems a bit significantly relieved and says, well then, yes, of course you would know it has to do with the thing in the harbor. I mean, the man's dead, for Christ's sake.
I'm just wondering, were you having business with him in any way?
I just
okay?
pointed people his direction, moved things through. Nothing to trace back to me.
Oh, so he's been working here for a while then.
Oh
But
yes,
at
he
least-
stopped by every couple months. You get things that you can't get, you know.
Basically, through some circumstances, I happened to stumble upon part of his shipment, and I'm trying to deliver it to the right people.
I would recommend you make your way back to the bar and inform the people there of that if you're holding something that one of his customers paid very good money for.
You know, that's the best way to contact them, you'd say?
Go there. Obviously be discreet, but let them know that you have some of his old supplies. Though, I mean, I'm not going to ask you, because I don't want to know, so don't tell me, but they are going to ask how you got a hold of it. We're not blind. We can see that Legionnaires have been camping out that boat from the moment it got seized.
What you just... no, this is stupid. But not... Well, like a second in my mind I was considering if I should arrest her, and then I was like, nah, I want my clothes first.
Damn, it really do be like that.
You also probably shouldn't do that on your own.
True, who knows, maybe she's another 13th level Gigacaster that casts Power
Well,
Word,
we
Kill
never
Echo.
know.
Yeah. But last time I did talk about Hakon about the next session, he said that I was gonna die this session.
Did I say
Just
that?
because because I told you about how lucky I was.
Oh, true. Yeah, you're like has to
My
run out.
window and everything.
Yeah. It's over.
Still not repaired, by the way.
Wait, it's been like a month. What the fuck?
No, it's been like 2 weeks.
Oh,
we
okay.
haven't-
I guess since the solo
Uh,
session, yeah, it's been like 2 weeks. Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Damn,
it's-
rip your window.
Awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't think there's any additional information to glean from her, you can leave. And you have to start your shift at the Arcanist's home very soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get back on that.
Well then. Maximus and Father Ixion, I don't think you have much ideas on what to contribute in the investigation, which is perfectly fine. So what are you guys doing to pass the time?
Does this place have a church?
Absolutely.
Hanging out and praying.
Okay. What are you
It's like-
praying
it's
in
like-
regards to?
That we'll find these traitors to the Empire and crush them
Okay.
beneath our feet.
Yeah. Okay. Very straightforward. Maximus, what are you doing to pass the time?
I'll dishevel myself the fuck up and go into some of the seedier bars just to kind of see what happens.
Okay, yeah, you find that the seedier bars are the same as every other seedy bar you've been to in Mithdosica, with the one exception of these being a little bit more seedier than most. I mean, this city is deeply impoverished, so it seems to have a pretty big problem with crime. You will find yourself being...
Lightning underground.
Yeah, no one's going to attack you just because of how you look visually.
Yeah, makes sense.
But there will certainly, I mean, I assume you're not going to take much money with you, but certainly people will be attempting to pickpocket you and those sorts of things. If you're just trying to get a vibe of things, we don't need to go through individual encounters, but
If people are trying to pit.
Okay, sure.
Fuck.
All right, then, yeah, you make your way towards one of the poorer bars located near the docks, though not directly on the harbor
No,
front.
I will. I suppose I'll spell out how much money I'm bringing.
Yeah, relatively important.
I would bring some.
Well, yeah,
let's bring like 3 electrum and like 1 silver.
Okay. Yeah, you head into the bar and you spend maybe 30 minutes here. Very lonesome. Like, no one's going to walk over and talk to you, and if you go over to talk to them, they're going to sort of like self-isolate and avoid speaking with you. However, after you've been here for about 30 minutes, a younger man, maybe 17, sorry, not younger man, younger boy, maybe almost getting to, the age of adulthood, he will sit across from you and say, "Hey there!
Hello.
You're looking a bit lonely. You want to buy me a drink?"
You have anything that would make it worth it?
Tell you a funny joke I know.
Alright. Well, I'll buy him a drink.
Cost you 1 copper. Your bank is broke.
I know. This seems suspicious.
Yeah?
I do it.
Yeah, you spend the copper and you...
I scoot a bit farther into the bar.
Yeah, you hand the drink over to him, and he says, "Well, there you go. There's the joke. A man sits down at a bar, asks for a drink, gets one for free. Can you imagine that?" And he picks it up, says, "Thank you for your generosity."
I pull my knife out and place it on the table.
Yeah, you place your knife on the table. He shrugs and says, "Oh, no need to be a sore loser about it. I got every man in this bar with that at least once before. Won't happen again, I'm sure."
Go away.
Yeah, that's what everyone says. And he goes over to his table of friends, and some of them chuckle, and he enjoys his free beer.
I'll laugh a little bit. That was pretty faced, I'm not gonna lie.
He did get you. You did get got.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, and as the time passes, more people will come in from outside the city or inside the city, and it's just what you kind of expect at any place, which is complaints about the way things are, how grinding to try to make some money, things they're looking forward to, mostly personal. But as later in the evening, it's time to probably go back home and get some sleep. You stagger upwards. You're not drunk. You're not that undisciplined, but you are a bit tipsy just by nature of slowly sipping at alcohol for most of the day.
That does tend to happen.
Yeah, and as you go to leave the bar, make me a perception check.
Is this something that passive perception might help with?
Well, the passive perception is the floor. The active perception is to try to get above your passive perception.
Okay. You said perception check?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have a passive perception of 16.
Okay. As you leave the bar and you move out into the street, you begin to walk home. And when you're, halfway there, you kind of notice that the clinking of coins on your coin purse is not as loud as it was before. In fact, you can't hear it when you step. So you go to feel down near your waist and you find the entire purse missing.
Fuck. I'll just look
How
around.
much money did he have on him?
He said like 4 electrum, I think, or I don't know. You said the numbers.
Total?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Something like that. So like $400.
Look around. Is there anything visible?
You've gotten quite a bit of distance from the bar. You instantly get the sense that you likely just recognized it, but it probably happened, blocks and blocks ago.
I hate this town. And I'll go home angry.
Yeah. You never went to those types of places when you were in the Legion, but you heard stories of soldiers who would go to brothels, basically any other sort of establishment. They got robbed like almost every single time. It was just kind of accepted that you would take the bare minimum amount of money because you were going to get robbed at some point. Such was the nature of the thing.
Shouldn't you spend all your money on the way out before you leave?
Yeah, that's literally the strategy. You take just enough to pay for the service, and then then you can't really get yoinked from. Yeah, you make your way home. Severus and Renesmee switch off their shifts, and over the course of that evening, Renesmee, as you're on watch, you notice that our little socialite here, Arcanist Viterion, only meets with 3 people. The 3 of them arrive at his home just after sundown. They all join him in his home, and then they leave a couple hours later, and that's it. Just a little bit notable due to the lack of, you know, functions. But if you don't want to do anything with that.
Oh, sorry, I was totally muted.
Oh, you're muted, okay.
Yeah. So does he usually meet with more people?
Oh yeah, he's either leaving his home to go to something, or multiple people are coming in, like appointments, essentially.
Perhaps I will. Do the 3 people come together? Were they all separate?
Yeah, one arrives in a carriage, like a very fine carriage, and then the other 2 arrive on foot, maybe 5 minutes later.
Do any of them look seedy?
No, all 3 of them look like senators. In fact, 2 of them, the ones that arrive on foot, are twin brothers.
Oh, so they come together.
Yeah.
Got it. And what time do they arrive?
Just after sundown.
So, got it. Once they're done, how long do they stay?
About 2 hours.
Okay, once they're done, I'm going to tail them.
The twin brothers?
Yeah.
Okay. You, the carriage, the one in the carriage, the man in the carriage, speeds away off, you know, and within the carriage away from you, but you can follow the twin brothers. Make me a stealth check. You are in some sort of animal form, since it'd be at the time of the night where you're able to be one, so
yeah.
You get advantage on this just for the sake of being small.
Yeah, I think that I'd be like a cat or something.
Yeah, whatever you are, it's going to be less suspicious than an adult woman.
Sorry, it always takes so long when I'm on roll 20.
Glowing snail.
Will you ever recover from
really
the basilisk snail incident, Yogi?
No, I won't.
From the what?
The basilisk snail incident.
Wait, what do I roll?
A stealth.
You want me to roll
Stealth.
Stealth. I was like, what the fuck? Where is it?
Oh god. Okay, yeah, with the 20, you follow the twin brothers,
Yeah, good job.
and you make your way towards... Hotels are not really a thing, but this is clearly sort of like it's a nobleman's villa, but based on the number of like different people going in and out of senatorial class, this is a person who's probably like hosting friends or family in his home. There's just too many, like you see like 9 people. That's more than the typical Mithdosian family, and they all seem to be young men, which again, not quite the composition of a typical Mithdosian family. And the 2 twin brothers head inside. Notably, as you're following them, you do notice that they both have dueling swords at their side, which they're allowed to as senators, and they both have dueling scars. Obviously different dueling scars, but dueling scars nonetheless.
Yeah. Conversation. If they're like, oh, that was crazy, or like, you know how when you leave somewhere you always like dish with someone that you're comfortable
Yeah, as
with?
they're walking, they're exclusively talking about a dueling match that happened in the city of Regia, where the way that they tell it, the son of the governor got challenged to a duel, and the man threw aside his blade and used his fists instead, which is against almost every single dueling convention. And they seem to be quite wrapped up in the sort of myth and story of that particular duel.
Okay, I would assume that if something really juicy happened at the Arcanist, they'd be like either walking in silence until they're like in safety.
Yeah, they seem to almost be entirely like one note. I'm not gonna say like basically one note. Like they seem to be obsessed with dueling, and that is basically the topic of discussion the entire way back. And then when they do get back, the other young men sort of cheer as they see them, and they begin to drink.
Okay. Yeah, so back and head toward the Arcanist's house again.
All right.
I
You
just
with
wanted to see, like, in case they were talking about something like secretive or important,
yeah.
maybe I could get a little dish on the drama.
Yeah, you were within earshot the whole time, and it was one of them seemed disgusted by the idea that someone would discard his blade and lift his fists, but the other one thought it was quite a brave maneuver because you could get injured significantly more. Yeah. Either way, you return to the Arcanist's home, watch over it. No additional movement for the whole of the night, which again, quite odd. Normally he's active until about midnight, but just nothing.
I halfway through and peer through his windows. I'm not going to touch anything. But
Your internet had a stroke, but I think I can piece together what you said. You said halfway through the night, I'm going to approach and peer through his windows.
Yes, but
Okay.
as a bat.
As a bat.
No, I don't want to land on his windows. But yeah, or whatever kind of
Sure.
nighttime bird.
Yeah, nocturnal creature.
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
They
you
call
can
these
fly
night
over. A
birds.
bat's easy. You just fly over to one of his eaves and then sort of roost underneath it. Little feetsies gripping on the wood. And yeah, you can glance through the window. The blinds are drawn.
On all the windows.
On this window.
Well, I'd like to go and see the other windows.
You flap around and find that the only windows that aren't covered is not a window at all. It's the glass paneling inside the door frame. Like inside the door, there's a little 4x4 glass panel, and you can glance inside of it. The glass is frosted, but you can tell that there's light inside, and you know, through frosted glass, it's hard to tell, but it looks like maybe someone writing or reading, or you know, someone's sitting at a desk and there's a light source.
How does echolocation work as a bat?
You clicked.
And okay, what if I get right, like I put my little bat freaking mouth right near the door at the bottom, and then
Yeah.
I go, can I see what's inside there?
That noise did not pick up at all, but I'm sure it was quite good.
It was just like, ee!
Yeah, really high pitched E, I'm sure.
Very high.
Yeah, I mean, if there was a gap at the bottom of the door, that would work perfectly, but you notice that the construction of both the first and second floor of the shop, which is where he all lives, is quite solid, including the door, like, not having a significant gap at the bottom. Or if it does, it must have been stuffed with something.
Interesting. Okay. Well then, I'll just do my normal kind of watch.
Yeah, just to note, like, as you withdraw back to your sort of perch on the other side of the street, you notice that the windows also have a somewhat sturdy construction in the sense that they don't have a latch to open. Like, this is a deceptively well-constructed home with, like, plenty of security measures just sort of built into the architecture.
Mm-hmm. Which we would expect given, like, the last time that we tried to fuck with one of these kinds of people. You know.
Yeah, freelance wizards are incredibly paranoid, like, insanely schizophrenic paranoid.
Yeah.
If you had to deal with the Department of Magic, you would be too. So, the next day, the soft investigation can continue if any of you guys have ideas. If not, we can continue on to the next day. Any thoughts? Any queries? I guess my question is, when the
I feel like my
Arbiter does
brain isn't
arrive...
working.
Yeah, that's fine. This is how it always is when you sort of have to ease back into things after a long gap. Well, when the Independent Arbiter arrives, what's our thing? We're just gonna put the...
What did he want an arbiter for? I don't
He
even...
wanted the Arbiter because your proposal was, let's go arrest the Arcanist and then interrogate him, and he said, I do not trust you nor your ability to cast Zone of Truth, so I'd like a Arbiter to come in and determine that you're not, like, just making shit up about the Arcanist.
Yeah. And also
Okay,
that,
so we can go arrest
said-
him once the Arbiter gets here.
Yeah.
potentially, but also I think he wanted his Zone of Truth because we said that thing was a fake, but like he has no proof that it's a fake as far as I'm aware.
Correct. He has your word under an alleged Zone of Truth. And, you know, you tried to do it where, like, well, can you lie inside the Zone of Truth? And he failed to save, and then he couldn't lie, but he's not a wizard, and he just doesn't trust you guys. He feels like this could have all been a scam of some sort. So, yeah.
It's my source. I made it the fuck up.
Basically, yeah, that's his thought. So, yeah, if there's no additional things to be done, we can pass through the 7th to move into the 8th. Today, Severus, you can go get your disguise kit, as well as Grania's new clothing. Grania, it is made to your specifications. It's like a lot of layers, more so than you've ever worn before. Your Imperial wizard robe is just a single one-piece thing that you sort of throw over yourself and maybe put some undergarments on, but the new gear that you've been given is like 6 layers of different clothing of different levels of like fanciness. You can't ever see yourself wearing like the peak fanciness. It's just too many clothes and too many ruffles and too much fuss, but you are now equipped with fine clothes. Congratulations.
How much do they weigh?
They weigh, I believe, 2 pounds. Let me go check. Fine clothes. 6 pounds. Jeebus. You're gonna be encumbered by the fanciness of your clothes.
I don't think my uniform weighs that much, Alex.
Yeah, like it's a lot of clothing. It isn't just one outfit. It's like, you know, it's like undergarments. It's like the pants. It's also a dress to go over the pants. It's a lot. Okay. It's a whole
My
thing.
dress uniform weighs that much. Yeah, that makes sense, actually.
Yeah, that checks out. So, also on the 8th, Renesmee. That evening, your comrades have been spending time in the city. Maximus has been schlubbing it. Father Rixion has been praying. Severus and Grania acquiring new equipment. And then you are on watch that evening. And as you are on watch, you notice that just after nightfall, as darkness begins to cover the city, a carriage pulls up front in front of the Arcanist's home, but no one like gets out. Instead, the Arcanist exits the 2nd floor on sort of like a walkway of his home, makes his way down to the carriage and climbs inside. Not entirely unusual, and it begins to move towards the north, which is the sort of exit of the city. There's no walls or anything, so technically any direction could be an exit, but he moves towards the away from the city, like away from the shore.
Wait, so I'm confused. So the carriage comes, the
Yep.
Arcanist gets inside of it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to be a little kitty cat, you know. Doo-doo-doo.
You're gonna have
Just
trouble
follow
keeping
the
up with the
carriage.
carriage riding hard. As a
Okay,
kitty
well then
cat.
I'm going to turn into, I don't know, what would be on like a bat, I guess.
A bat or a pigeon or a crow or...
Yeah, I'll be a little bat. And
Okay.
I'll like
Or
hang
raven.
underneath.
Yeah, you fly after the carriage. As you follow it, this is a familiar path because you actually followed it last night. When you followed those 2 twins, this is where the carriage is headed. And it arrives there, a party is in full swing. The 2 twins sort of extract themselves from the party. They are wearing traveling clothes, and they have not just like fanciful dueling swords, but actual like blades that you would use, not just things to ornament your hip. And they get into the carriage, and then the carriage continues to ride, and you find yourself getting deeper into the city now, and you see another familiar place. This one is when Father Rixion was traveling around the city with that locate object cast, looking for different signs of the alternative history of the Empire. There was, of course, the Arcanist shop, the venerable family close to the governor, and then there was this one, this manor, held by one young man of the clan Viria, and the carriage pulls in front of that home. A young man, the same one that went to the Arcanist's home last night, exits the mansion. He has like 6 suitcases with him. He's in very fine clothes. A servant sort of helps him pull the various luggage into the back trunk, and then the trunk is quickly filled with about 2 bits of luggage, and then the rest is tossed inside the cabin of the carriage, which he also climbs inside of. And the driver of the carriage steps down. The Arcanist moves up to the front of the carriage, and they begin to ride northward, exiting the city.
How straightforward is the path out of the city?
Basically a straight line once they get on one of the larger avenues.
Sorry. And how fast does the carriage go? Is it going?
It's going at a clippy clop. It's not like full on. It's not sprinting, but it is going a bit like a canter, you know, a bit of a canter.
Okay. And can I fly as a bat faster than it?
Yeah, you definitely can.
Got it. You know where Severus is, yeah?
If your companions are, yeah, all your companions should be back at the hotel being paid for by the governor.
Got it. I am going... and they're just wearing dueling clothes.
Well, one of them, the two twins, have dueling weapons, like traveling clothes and dueling swords. The one nobleman who came to the carriage, he just had luggage, no weapon. And then the Arcanist obviously has no weapon on him. Not visible, anyway.
Are they here for a duel?
But they have suitcases.
Only one of them did, but yeah, he had like 8 of them.
Interesting. 8 suitcases, so he's going away for a while.
Or he just has a lot of stuff.
That he's bringing where?
True.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay on then. I was considering, like, do I ride back and tell people that they're trying to escape, but I'm not sure that they're trying to escape. I don't know what's happening here.
Sure, you follow them. They continue to clip-clop away from the heart of the city. Flamium has no walls, so there's not like a hard line of like, oh, the city of Flamium begins or ends. It just sort of sprawls out until, you know, there's smaller shanties and then farmland. And the carriage has not stopped. It is still just continuing out of the city. At this point, you know, regardless of where you consider the boundary, it is well and truly outside of the city.
Going to fly back to the city to try and it's just a straight line, yeah?
Well, for you, because you're flying.
And for, like, the road that they have to do to exit the city is a straight line.
Yeah, they've already exited the city. At this point, they're in the countryside, and if they just want to follow the Imperial Road, then yes, it's basically a straight line, but there are dozens of little farm, like, dirt pathways and farmers' fields and all sorts of things.
I would say, for me, the second that I felt like we were about to leave the city, like that's where they're going to go,
sure, I
would start flying back.
Okay, all right. You flap back the way you came, flapping hard. The wind and rain pelts against little bat body, but you can make your way to the hotel. It is well and truly closed at this hour. There is not they don't have like any sort of 24-hour service, certainly not. So you will go to the window where your compatriots are staying, which has been left slightly ajar as it has every other previous night, so you can get back very late in the evening. You flap into the room, turn into, well, I guess you can say it as a bat if you want, but it's just going to be hard to communicate.
No, I would turn back into Renesmee once I'm inside.
Okay.
And then I'd go up to Severus and I'd kind of shake him.
Well, yeah, you won't need to, because all of you awaken to the sound of bones cracking and popping and ripping and tearing and flesh morphing and changing as a bat turns into a full-sized woman. Wild shape is a horrific thing.
The second that my kind of like jaw claps into place and I can kind of speak as I'm still morphing, I'll be like, try to escape, try to escape.
What?
The Arcanist just got into a carriage with 2 other people that he visited with last night. One of them has like 8 suitcases, and they're going out of the city. And I think that they might be trying to escape given the amount of cargo that they have.
Well, round everyone up. Let's go.
Yeah, Father Rixion's soul-glowing eyes illuminating the room.
I'll run down. Do I have Nami on me? I do, right?
Yeah, she's down at the stable adjacent to the hotel.
Yeah. I'll run to get Nami. And I will take off before everyone's ready if people take too long.
Yeah, you guys have plenty of horses and all that. That's not really a problem. The slowest thing I see in all of this is Maximus getting on his plate armor, which will take 10 minutes, which is literally like 9.5 minutes longer. Actually, wait, Father Rixion, don't you have played as well?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so Father Rixion and Maximus will take like 9.5 minutes longer than everyone else.
So I'm leaving them. I'm leaving them.
Okay.
I'll tell them straight shot out of the city. Come meet us, sprint when you can, and
okay, I mean, Mickey is a great horse, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if he can, succumb a 10-minute head start. I don't know if he'll be able to overcome that, but okay. Are there any further questions before Renesmee rushes outside?
What was that?
Is there any further questions before Renesmee rushes outside? Sounds like no. Okay, then. I said, is there any further questions before Renesmee rushes outside to get her horse?
Does the governor would know?
Does the governor know, Peach?
Does the governor know? No.
I was
send a
planning on
messenger.
going to tell him before I left.
Yeah, we should send him a messenger.
That's true.
Where will messenger be acquired at midnight?
I will go.
Okay.
I will go.
All right.
let him
Maximus
know.
will go speak to the governor. Severus and Grania can rush downstairs alongside
Most-
Renesmee and Fall.
Most useful on horseback is fuck.
Father Rixion will begin the process of creakily and slowly pulling on his plate. I guess, Maximus, you don't need to put on your plate, right? Since you're not running off into combat.
Oh no, I'm still putting them.
Based.
Before I leave, I'll let them know that, like, if for some reason they go off of some, like, back road or something like that, it should be a straight line out of the city. But if we're going to get lost or something, I'll drop ball bearings behind me. I have, like, 1,000 of them. I'll just keep dropping them. That's an emergency situation. Probably won't come to that, just letting you know.
Okay, it will be hard to
Okay.
see ball bearings in the night as it's raining, but if they got a good perception, they'll find it. I believe in them. Okay, Maximus falls a bit behind. Father Rixion falls a bit behind. Severus and Grania rush downstairs alongside Renesmee, hop up onto their horses.
Question,
Yes.
can I pee?
In the game or in real
Nice.
In real life.
Yeah, feel free. We're gonna take a 5-minute break.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back in 5 minutes.
I believe she still hasn't fought type.
So
I have to warn. Okay.
we are back with Pax Mithdosica. Renesmee had a brief moment, but now they're in the stables. They're mounting onto their horses, and they're on their way after the the people. Who knows what they are? Traitors? Who knows? But they're leaving the city, and that's not acceptable. I assume at this moment we are no longer concerned about an independent arbiter. We're just concerned about making sure they don't escape.
Well, I mean, independent arbiter is awesome and great, but they have to be here to kind
if
of
they're here,
face
yeah.
face him.
Okay. Grania, Severus, Renesmee get on horseback, and they begin to ride hard. And for Severus and Renesmee, super easy, no problems. Grania, this fucking sucks. You are not proficient in land vehicles. You're not a great horse rider to begin with, and it hurts. Like, actually, straight up just hurts. For these people, they're just... They don't even notice it, but within, a couple minutes of setting out of the place is the...
I'm not professional with land vehicles either.
Oh, okay then. Well then, both of you are not enjoying your time on horseback. Not very comfortable. Your thighs are already starting to hurt with strain as you cling to the horse. I don't think Renesmee has land vehicles either, but she's been riding Nami for quite a long time, so I think she'd be a
I've
bit
been
more
riding horses for a
used
long
to her.
time now.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know
that's
if
true.
I have land vehicles. My thing takes so long to learn.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
think
check.
you do. I'm pretty sure it's only Max
Really
West
get
that
that on the
does.
next downtime. I keep
Imagine not
forgetting.
having land vehicles proficiency.
Yeah, it is funny that the one time, horse skills matter, you're not there. Because you want to put on your plate. Okay. Alright, so you guys begin to ride along the Imperial Highway, and as Renesmee said, it is literally like a straight shot. These Imperial Highways were built in about the straightest lines possible, even ignoring like the wackiness of terrain. And so, as you guys are riding really hard on horseback, full-on galloping, it doesn't actually take that long to catch up. It took about an hour for that carriage to work its way around the city and then begin its exit. It takes you about 15 minutes to get to the same position, because you're not doing all this wacky, like picking people up and stuff, you're just going straight after it. And eventually, not the carriage itself, that is not quite visible just because of how dark it is and the rain coming down. What is visible, though, is a small little lantern that, is present on the left-hand side of the carriage to provide sight for the driver. That is visible because it bobs in the dark ahead of you. If you had to guess distance, you're thinking like 1.5 miles-ish ahead of you. You guys don't have any such illumination, so you'd be a lot harder to see in the darkness. Your main thing that would announce your approach is the sound of your horses, as you're riding across cobblestone, so they're very loud.
And how big is the cobblestone road?
This is an Imperial Mithdosian highway, so it is 50 paces wide and very long.
Couldn't we just ride on the grass? That wouldn't make any difference.
If you
right?
wish, we'd be riding through farmers' fields, so you'd be like disturbing wheat and corn. Your horses wouldn't like it. It'd be very loud.
Also, there's danger of like uneven terrain.
Also that.
So like a horse, like if a horse trips, that can be real bad.
Oh yeah, break an ankle, have to put it
Yeah.
down. Rip Nami.
Alex, is this the thing you were talking about where only like the nobles and military can use the road?
In high traffic areas like Mythasia, there are tons of restrictions on the usage of Imperial highways. In backwater provinces like this, it's really the only form of public infrastructure, so everyone can use it.
Okay.
I feel like we just go faster, and if they notice us, they notice us.
Sure. My question was, did you want to, sort of what I was implying by that was, did you want to follow them from a distance and wait until Father Rixion and Maximus catch up, or do you just want to full-on ride into it now and try to do something?
How many people are there supposed to be?
I'd advise that.
There are 4.
I agree. I'm probably going to want to ride kind of back, you know, I don't want to go too hardcore.
Oh, I thought we were going to go full tilt at them, but...
That was, my question. If you want, you can.
You could.
You could.
But if we, like, if they hear that we're behind us, right, and then there's an Arcanist there, so he can cast spells.
It is true. That is what Arcanists
It's so
do.
dark, he couldn't even see us.
Faced.
How is he going to cast spells if he can't see us? Well, I think I win the argument because Peach disconnected.
Yeah, her internet died, therefore you win QED. Based. Dang.
Who knows what he could be preparing in the time for us to run it.
That's
yeah,
true.
maybe he's like got dark vision cast on himself and 15 other like ritual
Power word, echo
buffs.
kill. Yeah.
He's got 8 summoning circles.
It's all true.
Yes.
This is all factual. This carriage is
There's
actually
15 air elementals in that carriage.
Yep. The carriage is
this
covered in
carriage
glyphs of
his lair?
warning. Yeah, the carriage is his lair.
Does he get a layer bonus?
He's so funny. He gets auto initiative 20. Okay, I think Peach is like full on like Canada internet died. Oh, she typed test.
Oh no.
Pause champ.
Test.
She's typing.
Bro.
Oh, okay, just her mic. Well then.
Have to give you new projects on the
Reconnect.
True, Dota. Since Peach's mic is fucked, that means that Grania and Severus, you get the majority vote. Are you going full tilt, or are you just following from behind?
This hurts. Granny doesn't want to go full team.
Hello?
Excellent.
Peach.
Wait, we hear you.
Oh, Peach is back.
Well, yeah, Grania kind of already voted, so you guys are hanging back.
You doesn't mean that I don't get a fucking.
That's actually
vote.
exactly
No,
how that
actually
works.
does.
If I recall, in the U.S. Constitution, it says if you can't speak. Yeah.
Can't talk.
It's all true. This is all true and real, and for the purpose of this argument, based. So,
He just misunderstood my sign language. He thought I said yes.
Yeah, totally.
okay, you guys fall back and fall into a canter. Still uncomfortable, but not nearly as bad as full galloping, and much more quiet. Not very quiet, but quieter. So you can follow from quite a distance back, and since none of you guys have glowing eyes or need a form of illumination beyond just the natural light of night and watching their lantern, you're fine. When Father Rixion comes up, on the other hand, it's going to be a lot harder to be stealthy, just due to the nature of,
Wear shades, bozo.
his eye. Yeah, they may
One
even
eye
mistake it.
only.
Yeah, they may mistake it for a lantern, to be completely honest. Just a single glowing light source.
Does his other eye, like, is it just gone, or like...
Well, Yogi, talk about that. What's up with this other eye?
I think that it's gone. I think that it got cut out, and then, when you come back, not everything always is coming back. Like, if I lost it and then I died way later, when I re-come back, I'm not going to have that eye still.
It's true,
Yeah,
yeah.
So I think that there's probably, like, a piece of bloodstone in there or something like that.
Jesus Christ, that's fucking metal. Holy shit.
Jesus.
We've got a red
I
garnet
was
where his
just
eye
wondering
was.
if it works, then I could have said, like, put on an eye patch so the actual, like, flashlight. And
Oh, yeah, it does not work. Yeah, I know that part, because he does have the one-eyed condition. Okay, yeah. So you guys canter behind and follow, and it's just sort of, you're getting rained on. The three of you are soaked through. Granted, you do get to experience the first sort of feature of this very expensive fine clothes, which is that in the little satchel that you brought in your horse saddlebags, there is a rain cloak that you can sort of pull around your shoulders that is a dark green to match the rest of the outfit. Pretty cool, pretty cool.
Yours is getting dirty.
Look like waxed against the rain.
Your
or-
dress, no! the white Yeezys, no! Yeah, you follow
White
from...
Yeezys.
I don't know, that's the first thing I thought of, that you don't want to get dirty, It's Grania's equivalent.
I guess.
And you guys reside there for a while, and then, Renesmee, as you're glancing behind you, keeping an eye out, you see a lone light source bobbing from behind you, getting closer. It's quite some distance away. In fact, like, you don't hear anything over the sound of rain. You just see this singular light source in the distance getting closer and closer. Seems to be rising and falling.
Cool. I recognize it. I'm like, yep, that's him.
Yes. As it gets closer, you recognize it is in fact not a lantern. It is in fact an eyeball. And Father Ixion, you can catch up to the rest of your compatriots. It is raining hard, though it does seem to be abating slightly. And I think, Renesmee, you instantly realize, you know, if you could see him from that far away, they can certainly see him now that he's caught up with you guys. They will see a singular little light source bobbing in the distance behind them about a mile and a half back.
Got it. So I will explain that to them, and when they catch up, they'll be like, "Hi guys, I could see you from all the way over there because of Father Ixion's eye. Which means that they can see us now. So if we're going in, we might as well."
There is no Maximus at the moment. Important to note.
And they don't know why you guys, what you are, or why you're there, or have any reason to suspect you guys are against them. Well,
They're
Let's
wary
not
and
get any
definitely.
closer.
Okay. How are you just remaining at this distance until Maximus catches up?
Just until he catches up, and then we'll close in, unless they do something suspicious.
Yeah, we don't need to get that far. Maximus, you ride to the governor's estate. You know, smash the desk of the of the front of the building because it's late at night. There's no one at the governor's palace, so you make your way to his personal residence, which is where you went, you know, a week ago or 4 days ago at this point, and to get him the last time. You go to his personal residence. A lone servant is there. You know, tell her, you know, Arcanist, da-da-da, and you begin to ride back. And while you're waiting, Renesmee,
Yep.
the light, the lantern on the side of the carriage goes out.
yeah, there it
We
is.
immediately speed up.
What'd you say, Checo?
I immediately speed up.
Okay, you immediately speed up.
Full speed.
Your heels hit the side of your horse, and it begins to dash forward.
Yeah, same. And I'll tell Father Rickson, stay back here. If you hear sounds of trouble, then come. But
The
otherwise,
distance
just-
between him and the battlefield is so massive that if he's not like 1.5 miles, he's never covering that in a reasonable amount of combat time.
Got it. Okay. Well then, I will
Stay a
say.
bit behind with us.
three- Yep. And what is my fastest flying creature? And does that go faster?
Well, if they already saw us, why am I staying back?
True.
You know, that's the. Well, because they might think, is someone tailing us? Let's just put on our light to be sure.
I think they know someone's tailing them. They just saw me.
Well, no, it's just
like-
one straight road out of the city, right? So.
Correct.
not
Everyone
necessarily
leaving the
just
city
road.
on the Imperial Road would travel the same path.
At this
Now-
time of day, no
With-
place entirely within my kitchen. Come on.
Now, Harkon.
Yeah.
With the lantern going out, how did it go out? Like,
You
did
saw.
it look like
yeah.
it was veering left? Did it look
No.
like it just like whoosh?
It looked
flicker?
like, well, I mean, if you want to go really into the mechanics of it, this, you could see that the light sort of got brighter for a second as the shroud to the lantern was opened up, and then the candle within the lantern body was snuffed out.
Okay, so it was definitely turned off intentionally, and not just like malfunctioning.
Certainly, yeah.
It's quite
Cool.
good to know.
We fucking ride.
Okay, you ride. Horses rattle across cobbles. Grania's thighs and Severus's thighs are killing them. And slowly, despite, you know, taking a bit longer to get ready, Father Rixion will pull ahead because he has a war horse. And despite how lovely Nami and these other horses are, they are not trained for battle, trained to ride with great speed towards a target and kill it.
Amen, amen.
Whereas war horses are. So Father Rixion begins to draw closer. Much closer, in fact. And Yogi, do you remember how much illumination your eyeball gives? I believe I've said it at some point in the past, but I don't remember anymore.
Well, you say it goes up with paladin level, so
Yes,
it's
it does.
probably.
What level are you?
I don't know what paladin level I am. I think it's. Hold on.
Beep, 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 beep.
It doesn't say. It's not split very well.
Oh, I see. Wait. Yogi.
That doesn't look right.
That can't be
not
right. Your overall level is 9, right?
Yeah.
So it's 7 paladin,
it's
3
like-
in sorcerer. Yeah, it has to be.
It-
But no,
either
it's 6 in
or
paladin, 3 in
3
sorcerer.
or-
Yeah, no,
I'm
it's
not
6 in paladin,
100%
3 in
sure.
sorcerer. Yeah, that's because that number there didn't make sense. Oh, never mind.
Granny
Your
has
thing
that,
doesn't
so-
matter because Granny can see much further than your eye can illuminate. It's 30 feet for your eye, by the way. Yeah, as you guys begin to ride up through the darkness, Father Ixion, you can pull ahead as far as you want. Like, you could get hundreds of feet ahead of your allies, but I assume you want to stay relatively close by, even though you can outpace them.
Sure.
How much further ahead do you want to ride ahead of them? Or do you want to be very close by?
What is a horse's dash, like 120? So
For a warhorse,
120,
for the purposes of this is more of like a endurance thing. Technically, in terms of mechanics, they both move the same speed, but
I just
warhorses
want to
can
be
charge
like
much longer.
a 120 probably. I
Okay,
guess.
great. You ride 120. One round of combat, that's what we need to know in our heads, ahead of the rest of your companions. So you will be the first one to spot the carriage then.
Well, I also think I might turn into a giant eagle because it's the fastest flying thing that I can go into.
How fast is
It is 80 feet.
it? Wowzers, that's faster than
And then
any
if
horse.
if I like sprint or whatever, then it's even better.
Yeah, the bird sprinting.
Does it have dark vision?
Passive perception, keen sight. It has advantage on perception checks that rely on sight, but I'm not seeing dark vision.
Yeah, so it just has
Like a
normal.
owl maybe that has dark vision. It's about
Those
as
do,
fast.
but they're not very good in combat. Whereas a giant eagle is.
Oh, I was
Maybe I've
thinking
never
this is
I've
just...
never done a giant eagle, but I just looked up like what's the fastest that I can turn into.
Wait,
and this
what's the
seems to
CR
be
of
it,
a giant eagle?
I asked the fastest.
Ah.
I asked, what is the fastest flying form that a 9th level druid who are thinking with the Circle of the Moon subclass in ChatGPT?
Holy
And
based!
at
What
ninth
the
level-
To
fuck?
ChatGPT, my
That's
god.
so based. Alright,
No,
let's
that's
check.
on
As
a-
of September
oh, no.
2021,
We gotta check if it's
what I
accurate,
can
but
do.
it probably is. Giant eagles are CR1. I think she can turn into CR1 flying
Yeah.
creatures.
I think she's like CR2 or something.
Yeah?
This is the fastest one. I want fast.
She's moon.
You know, all people open
Yeah.
like 5e tools. She
Damn.
types into fucking
No, yeah,
ChatGPT,
literally it's
half
given
an
as
essay.
the example in beast shapes. Yeah, genius. 5-head. Yeah, you can turn into a giant eagle if you wish. I don't know if I have a token for it, though. Oh, I do have a token for a giant vulture, though. That's basically an eagle, right? That's basically the
Not at all, but you know.
It isn't. Vultures are fucking
Beautiful.
ugly.
What?
Oh my
No, they're
They're
god.
ugly.
Okay, now you're
Jesus
just slandering them. What the hell?
One second.
You're the,
Wait,
you're the,
hold on.
yeah, what's up?
Vulture
What's up,
My
slander?
Peach?
immersion. My
Your immersion. What's wrong with your immersion right now?
My immersion.
Telling me that
please.
something that
What's your
vomits on its
immersion?
own feet to keep cool isn't
Hey,
beautiful.
look, check the Discord DMs, okay?
Check the
Listen,
Discord.
I just put one in there. Okay?
Yeah, it's a bird.
Fucking-
I have a token. I found it. Okay. Your immersion.
My freaking immersion.
Oh, you can't do an air elemental yet.
Okay, yeah. You
No, not
turn into
yet.
an eagle and soar over Rick's. Wait, you're doing this right? Not like you're okay. Cool. You turn into a eagle.
And I will tell. Wait. Before I turn to an eagle, I am going to tell Nami. Ride with the other horses.
Well, unfortunately, that's a 10-minute ritual, and you're gonna catch up to this thing quicker than 10 minutes.
Well, she's smart.
Oh.
So I'll
Totally.
say
Oh, okay.
stick together. I'll say stick together.
Yeah, you say that in plain common with no spell.
She's a smart horse Harpon.
Okay.
Horses also don't like to go just astray.
No, yeah,
They're
definitely.
Smart.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'll tell the other people, make sure Nami's good, and then I'll turn into.
Well, what are they supposed to do if she's not good?
Keep an eye on where she's going.
No,
Listen,
I
do we
think
really want to do a fucking side arc?
I'm
where
just
I turn
asking
into a
questions,
wolf
okay?
and go
I'm not
find
saying
her?
anything. I'm just asking you questions, Peach, okay? So,
Because I will find her, but I think she is good.
you leap off the back of Nami, turn into a giant eagle. She continues to ride with the other horses, and you soar forward.
Unfazed.
She honestly, unironically, she has seen much weirder shit, but she was with you for basically the whole Deadwood arc, so. Yeah, you soar forward past Father Rixion, and you can get some height. Giant eagles can easily handle the battering of wind and rain, and if you spend too long in this rain, it's going to start deadening your wings, but that's like longer than this is going to last for. And you can soar upward and get a very close eye on this carriage, because even though you don't have dark vision, there is an ambient light tonight, and these guys do need light to operate by. They don't have something as obvious as a candle, but within their carriage they do have a hooded lantern that has a very small amount of light peeking out, so they can even see what they're doing. And you see that one of the twins is at the front of the cart commanding the carriage. Another one is near the back, and the wizard himself is at the rear of the carriage, and he is like crouched down. He has a spell book in his right hand, an arcane focus in his left hand, and he's looking behind them on the Imperial Road. And you're like swooping up to the top left, so they're not even... If they looked up and saw a giant eagle shape, I'm sure they'd be quite frightened, but you're like hundreds of feet above them, so...
Good.
You do see Father Rixion, you know, riding a road. He'll catch up to them in about a minute.
Got it. I mean, I would warn them that they're about to get fucking spelled at, but...
You could instantly stop the cart, by the way.
How?
Killing the horse.
Giant eagles are pretty big.
Yeah. Now, you couldn't pick it up. You're not that big. But you could almost... I mean, maybe not instantly kill it, but 1 or 2 rounds tops you could swoop down. That's like kind of the whole eagle thing.
I mean...
Yeah.
Or just
horses
land
have
in
a
front
nasty
of it.
habit of kicking apart their like
Yeah, but I'd go for the
the
throat,
things that connect to them.
Yeah, they'd also... Yeah, or you could just land on the road in front of it. Like, it'd probably veer off to the side into one of the fields nearby, which, as discussed before, are not meant to be traveled in.
Yeah, well, I'll swoop down, and I will...
Okay.
Fuck that horse up.
All right.
I can multi-attack with my beak and talons. So
Yeah,
I
let's
will
just
go
roll
for the
a quick
throat.
initiative check. We're not going to go to the full battle map or anything like that, because it's just a quick little flyby. But you are getting within melee range of the driver, one of the twins. So...
Eagles don't have the flyby feature?
Eagles do not have the flyby feature, no.
Okay.
Peach, roll me a d20 plus 3. Okay, plus 2. You get the Eagle's dex, which is why it's the plus 3. So you have a 17. We'll roll for the guy.
Wait, you want me to still roll that or
No,
not?
no, dude, it's fine. It's fine.
Did you roll the HP for the eagle?
No,
not yet.
she did not. Yeah, let's do that, because that's going to be
that.
relevant. You did beat his initiative, though, so you're going to be able to get like your volley of attacks in. So roll 4d10 plus 4. All right, 27, 1 above average.
Wow, 1 over average.
Yeah.
Take a chat.
You swoop in and basically land on the back of the riding horse and begin to tear into it. You get 2 attacks as a giant eagle, a d20 plus 5, and then another d20 plus 5.
So 2d20 plus 5.
Sure. Yeah, that wasn't going to get you the number you want, but you get a 8 and a 14. A 14 hits a horse, so that is your talons attack, 2d6 plus 3.
6 plus 2.
You tear into the back of the
Oh,
horse.
that sucks.
There is a default horse health, but we will roll for this particular horse because, you know, we can. 23 HP, so it takes a long gash along its back, and you move up to fly away, Renesmee, and the driver does get an opportunity attack against you.
Wait, but don't I get 2, like beak and talons?
You did make a beacon talent,
Yeah,
that's
you
why
missed.
it's 2d20 plus 5. It's supposed to be 2 separate rolls of d20 plus 5, d20 plus 5. But, and as you fly away...
Wait, but why would I fly away?
Oh, do you just want to stay on the back? Because then it'll get a full round of attacks against you.
Oh, I guess not. That doesn't make much sense, right?
Wait, what? How can she even do this?
Yes, the
Can she
mechanics
split
would
up
be...
movements and attacks?
Well, technically, mechanically, what she's doing is she's moving, and then as she's moving, she attacks. The flyby feature also would kind of apply here, but...
Yeah, okay. That's valid.
So,
I think that hits me.
yeah, you take a reaction opportunity attack as one of the drivers makes his rapier, which hits for 8 piercing damage. Not a ton, but it does, you know, as you rise up to their side, there's shouts from the carriage. The hooded lantern is fully revealed, illuminating the surrounding terrain. And now we are actually going to roll into initiative because they know there's a fucking eagle trying to murder them.
Yep.
And we are going to move to
How
battle
far
map.
are we away?
You guys are, what's it called? Father Rixion is about 1 round away. He's on the battle map. You guys are a full round behind him, and then...
Oh my god, Harkon, why is my token so ugly?
But it's an eagle.
I look scary!
Yeah, eagles are scary. What the fuck?
Where's its eye? Where's its fucking eye? Did you AI generate this?
I did not
Where's its
AI
eye?
generate it. This is the default 5e art for eagles.
What?
I
This
see
looks
its
fine.
eyes.
Yeah, it's just a
Sorry,
head-on
I
image.
had
That's why.
to. Sorry, I had to zoom in.
She's just a hater. She just hates nature.
She's
That's what
just
it
as a
is.
hater, yeah.
Alright, roll into initiative.
R/real haters.
That's true.
Wait,
Also,
didn't I already roll into initiative?
yeah, but that was just a little side combat where we were
Should
rolling.
I bother rolling into initiative?
No. Honestly, no.
Nads.
I'm sorry, buddy. Oh, sorry. The Grania and Severus, I'm gonna put your tokens on the board just for you to roll initiative. Oh.
Damn
It's
it.
the one
Yeah,
thing I was going to be good at.
Yeah, this would be your perfect fight, actually. this is like your specialty.
You should have
No,
not
no,
put on
no,
your
I just meant
armor.
yours.
It's not always worth it.
True, actually, you could have gone in combat without plate.
I
Okay.
do. I have a breastplate for that express purpose.
Breastplate. Okay, this one is going to... He doesn't have a ranged weapon. The lead carriage driver is going to sort of pull hard on the reins. The carriage will sort of slide to crawl. Slide, crawl, neither of these really work, but it'll sort of rattle to a stop at a sort of angle. The rest of the members of the carriage moving along with it. And he will look up towards the eagle and sort of like adopt a ready position with his rapier pointed towards the sky. Giant eagle.
Wait, how does the carriage
I just
turn
wanna
like
attack
that?
the horse again.
Oh, okay. You swoop down. Now that we're actually into the nitty-gritty of combat, Heko was kind of right. You won't be able to attack and then easily withdraw because you'll be using your movement to swoop down and then your action to attack, and then that'll leave you there for one round so they can do their attacks against you. I don't know if that changes your decision.
Well, except that she already was on top of the horse, right?
No, she withdrew.
I did to avoid a full round of attacks.
Yeah, so now that we're in the nitty-gritty of combat and you're not getting them unexpectedly, you have no method to withdraw. You just have to go down and commit, or you could, I don't know, look for some alternate strategy.
Carriage, anyway?
They stopped the carriage, yeah.
Yeah, so there's no need to attack the horse
Yeah.
for now.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, right now
also
you're
how
80
they-
feet in the air.
How
Yeah,
are they
I'll-
stopping the
I want to
carriage?
go
The carriage
kind of
stopped
in
itself,
front
it's a
of
horse.
the carriage and make very scary noises so that the Arcanist will like look at me and be like, "Oh, that's the problem," and I'll be like,
Okay, you
And
cough
I'll-
from 80 feet above.
yeah.
Very eagerly, we'll put it that way.
Yeah, but like in front of the horse almost. Like, I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, wait, I'm gonna draw it for you.
No, I got it, you know.
I'm like here,
I'm good,
but
I'm
like
chilling.
further away that way.
Yeah,
and
I
then
get it, I'm good, I'm chilling.
Wait, I still wait.
Yeah,
Are they stopping? They're
What's
stopping
up?
at full. We're going full speed and they're stopping
yeah,
like
they are doing that.
as hard as they can.
Yes.
There should be like, is there some of a roller valve for like them to fall over or something?
No.
Especially
I don't
since like
think that'd be a
sliding to the
problem.
side and the.
Wow,
Okay.
he's lawyering.
I just feel like the carriage on a slippery road stopping like immediately with a horse at the front. There's a high likelihood that people inside might like get rumbled
Yeah,
around.
sort of like when a horse goes from moving 120 feet around to going 0 instantly, that would probably have some sort of check to make sure it doesn't topple forward, but we don't really worry about that in terms of standard combat, so. I think it's fine. I think we're not going to worry about that too much. Okay, so... Nesme cycling above 80 feet in the air. Severus, what are you doing? Oh, you're just riding
Distraction,
forward.
if you will.
A distraction, if you will. Yeah, I would will. So are you riding onto the map, Severus?
I just attacked their fucking horse, and now I'm ahead of them, and I'm like doing like,
You are doing that,
like
yeah.
I'm gonna attack. Oh no, I'm not gonna. Oh, I'm gonna attack. Like pretending to like be about to attack them, but staying far enough that like they're
Yeah.
threatened, but they're like.
I can't attack
"Guys,
from
I'm-"
the back of a horse because I don't have the proficiency, correct?
You can do it, but you have disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm not gonna waste a proper arrow on that.
I thought it was you don't gain your proficiency bonus.
Maybe.
I would be at disadvantage either way because I would be shooting them from long range. So I'm just gonna try to get in range.
I mean,
Okay, then you spend your action entering the battle map.
Yeah.
The sort of guy beside the carriage driver, he will...
Does my bonus action to dash as a rogue apply to my horse?
Interesting.
I think so, because doesn't the horse's movement become your movement while you're on it?
Is that how that works? I don't know if that's accurate. One sec.
In the monster combat.
Doing so... Affection controlling the mount. You have two options. You can either mount it... No, it moves that the creature basically gets its own action, but your stuff controls it. So no, you couldn't use your bonus action to make it also dash. Okay, the person next to the lead driver of the carriage is going to spend his turn cowering. He doesn't really have any weapons, so. Brania.
far as I can.
Okay, sounds good. You enter the map. You're at the very bottom.
I have to dash to do that, right?
Yes, you had to dash to get onto the map, indeed. Okay, Arcanist Vitarion. He is, let's measure out some distances here. Okay, 85 feet. That should be perfect for...
Well, I'm getting hit. Just remember.
I remember
that
everything.
knife
Yeah, I'm I got you.
Very scary.
Yeah, you're so scary.
You're and I'm
Really?
going loud, so
Yeah.
I'm a big threat right now.
Yep, that's why he's going to fireball the 3 approaching horseback riders.
Oh my god.
At 5th level.
Wait, now is Nami still next to us?
No. She is next to you, but she's like 30 feet back, so it's not going to impact her. Okay, Father Rixion, Grania, and Severus, make your saving throws. I'll roll for the horses. Wow, that is like the worst upcast fireball thing I've ever seen. It's terrible.
Ha! I take no damage.
Okay, so Grania, you take 27. Severus, you take 14 damage. No, 0 evasion. Rixion, you take 27, and all the 2 horses on the edge. So Grania's horse and Severus's horses both die. So Grania and Severus both make.
In response to me, no. In response to me taking damage, I missed the escape 60 feet.
Okay. All right. Move where you wish. Severus, make an acrobatics check. Okay. Yep. You easily land on your feet, and Grania, appears 60 feet closer to the Arcanist.
No, I'm invisible until the start of my turn.
Okay, sounds good. I will mark you according to that. Make sure to take the 27 damage.
It's that feature I never got to use because I never got to that level.
Yeah, it's that thing. Okay, now we have another one of the duelists. This is the one in the back of the cart. He will step out to here and raise his weapon in raise his weapon in preparation. The other guy will keep his weapon raised. Renesmee, the giant eagle. Wait, sorry. Rixion, did you roll to initiative?
Yogi?
He's here. He rolled it.
Oh,
He
sorry,
rolled
I
it.
was muted. No, I didn't.
That would explain why you're not in the order. I was like, wait a minute, we just skipped his turn. You're gonna go now, whatever you end up rolling. Okay, you're gonna go now because you should have gone a while ago. So, what do you want to do?
Charge forward. 60.
Now, technically, because of the turn order, you would not have been fireballed, but since you didn't roll initiative in the first place, I don't feel bad. If you'd rolled it and I forgot to put it in, then I'd be like, okay, well, we'll do a rehash on that one, but yeah, you can move. That's just movement, so.
I don't feel bad.
I do not.
Oh,
and your horse is at half of its health, basically. Almost.
Okay. It's a special gold
Yeah,
horse or whatever.
it's a war horse, yeah. So it's not quite bloody, but it's almost.
It's also like a ghost horse or whatever, right?
Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
is it summoned via?
It is the
Fine steed, right?
yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool. All right, cool. Anyways, yeah, that's just your movement. You still have action, bonus action.
Oh god, I don't know how to play this character. Hold on.
I mean, both your characters are paladins. Just play them the exact same, I'm sure.
Yeah,
No
but this
trouble.
guy's got the sorcerer crap going on, and I've never played a sorcerer.
This is your first combat with Rixine, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure that beam
It
is
is.
to
It
pump
is.
your sorcerer slots into like slots for
I think
smiting.
it's just smiting, yeah.
Yeah. At least that's why people do it. You can do anything else.
Oh, you never told me if I get the blind fighting or not.
No.
Okay, then we need to fix that after this.
Okay.
And change some spells, because a lot of spells were determined on that.
Why?
Because darkness.
That only helps you with darkness within 10 feet of yourself, though. Oh, you're gonna
Off in the darkness well, nobody can see him.
Classic.
Yeah, the classic.
Classic.
El Clasico.
Okay, so what are you doing?
I've got some spells. I think, I'm gonna Earthen Grasp.
Maximilian's Earthen Grasp?
Rixion's Earthen
Rixion's Earthen Grasp, wow.
On, I guess just on this guy right here.
Okay,
Just
put the
grab
spell in
him.
chat. I have got no idea what it does.
It's like hold person, but it does bludgeoning.
You
It's
choose
like
a
a
5
check.
feet unoccupied space on the ground that you can see within range. Medium hand contact otherwise up there and reaches a creature. Next, make a strength saving throw. Well, this guy's quite good at that, so. Wow, that is a really bad roll. Okay, roll 2d6 bludgeoning damage, Yogi. What's the spell's duration?
What?
What's the spell's duration?
It's a concentration for.
It's not listed in the spell description.
Yeah, but it's concentration for. I'm googling.
Ever.
Good one.
It's 1 minute.
Thank you.
1 minute. Okay.
All right, perfect. You are now concentrating on that. So that's action. Any bonus action, or are we chilling?
I don't really have a good bonus action.
Perfect.
I don't think.
Renegel?
That's only
Eagle
conquest
Nesme.
tallies.
Yeah,
Eagle
it's
Nesme.
Regal.
What's the
Regal, like Regal and
Yeah, I
Nesme.
get it. It's yeah. It's there. There's something there.
Okay. I'm going to go down and swoop attack. You know what? Fuck the horse. They're stopped right now, and everyone's scared.
We're not
I'm
killing an animal.
I'm going to come over. Oh, whoops! I didn't mean to draw
She
that.
do some drawing. Well, you are currently.
I'm gonna...
Oh, sorry. No, you should be 40 feet in the air. Never mind. Continue.
Wait, is he out? This dude?
Is who out? Yeah,
the
yeah. He's out of the
Arcanist
carriage.
dude?
Oh no, the Arcanist is not out of the carriage now, but the other guy is. The one that's being
Why?
grasped by the earth.
But I don't feel safe with that
Being
Arcanist.
Essentially,
Well,
Because the Arcanist is
caressed
gonna
by the earth.
fucking kill me.
Probably.
Is he looking out the back of the carriage right now?
side window, but yeah.
Could he easily hit me if I went down for the horse?
Yes, out the front of the carriage, yeah. That's a good thing. I don't know what it is, but I like it.
What?
The little earthen grasp that I think Yogi drew.
Yeah.
I like
Can
it.
I
It's in the
lift up
unoccupied
the
spot.
carriage?
Oh, interesting. Can you what the carriage?
Lift it up a little bit?
You are not even close to that strong. You are a fragile bird.
Guys, advice. Do I just not risk it right now? Because I want him to come out. I want to target him because he's like the fucking lore master in there.
The lore master base.
I mean, this guy's restrained, so I think you have an advantage to kill him.
I think that is
restrained?
true. I think
But
that's
here's
true.
what I'm scared of. I'm not scared of this guy that's all restrained and gagged up over there. It's the buddy behind him who can like disintegrate
This
me.
guy.
Disintegrate. Oh shit, we're
Yeah.
fighting a 10th level wizard? That's spooky.
Well, I
He
don't
might be.
know, but hey,
Damn.
last time we
That's
didn't know,
scary.
and look where that got us.
That's very
it's true.
scary.
It ended up with someone being disintegrated.
That's true.
Hmm.
Though I don't think if the eagle
So-
got disintegrated, that would matter at all, because Renez would just turn back into her usual self, and then the
That's
carryover damage would go
true.
through.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, if you disintegrate the
Yeah.
polymorph, like, they wouldn't kill her. That's just never how it works for wild shape.
Okay, well then I'll
Yes.
attack him.
Good, I
I'll go
suppose.
in and I'll tank some fucking damage that I'm sure I'm going to fucking tank.
Probably. You
I'm
can
very-
shift double left click to get access to the eagle token. So.
I already moved it.
No, I know, to make your attacks. You don't have to roll them manually in chat. You can use
Oh.
its NPC sheet.
Shift double left click.
Yep.
Ooh,
You're
very
slowly unlocking the deep roll
cool.
20 tech.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to do multi. Do I click multi attack?
No, you click beak and talon separately.
And
All right,
Talon.
Talon certainly hits. Their AC is not very high. They're just in like traveler's clothes, not any armor. So Talon certainly hits for 7 slashing damage. Oh my goodness. Severus Octavius
Get
Alice Canidia.
fucked.
I'm awake. Totally.
And in a way, really, my token is probably like this because I'm literally on top of him. So,
Oh. Why are you on top
because
of
I'm
him?
on. Why wouldn't I be on top of him? I'm fucking going in with my talons.
I
and
guess,
beak.
sure.
I'm like,
Yeah, I guess.
"Oh,
Okay,
oh."
that's fair, that's fair.
I just, if I'm gonna tank, I'm gonna tank. You know?
Yeah, I
Like,
see you. I see you. I get what you're doing. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
no, I'm gonna go.
All the
keep
light
on
is
my
like gone from
attack.
where I am, right?
Yeah, you can run from where you are. I mean, you're almost as fast as a horse when running, so.
Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe I misspoke.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure I said all the light is gone from where
Oh, that is not a single word of what I heard. Yeah, there's no light where you are. All the light is ahead of you in the battle. Other
That's
than, you know,
optimal.
ambient and midtime light.
Yeah, so Father Erikson is like 30 feet of light, right?
Well, no, it's just in the direction he's looking.
Oh, so if I go like up here, and then I use my bonus action as a rogue to hide,
Mm-hmm.
would that work? Because I'm in the darkness?
Sure. You would have sneak attack anyway, so yeah, sure, it works.
Oh, this isn't entirely about sneak attack.
Okay, I mean, you may have some wacky rogue feature, but yeah, I think it's fair to, because there's like that effect where there's a really bright light, the things next to it look darker. There's some word for that, but basically, since Father Rixion is there with his glowing yellow eye, if you're in the darkness behind him, then yeah, I think it'd be reasonable to say that you're obscured.
Whatever. I'm just gonna.
We cut to Maximus
Well,
riding
this
on a horse.
Wait, do I have a straight line to this guy?
No, there's an eagle in the way.
Am I close enough to see any of their lights?
No, you are very far behind.
Damn it.
Yeah. Now the dude, you can attack the dude because he's at ground level and the eagle's above him. But the eagle is like perfectly blocking line
I
of
guess
sight.
I'll attack him.
Okay, perfect. Now what's the range? Never mind, you probably got your shit.
80
figured out.
feet.
Yeah, you're fine. You're good. Chill.
Wait, what?
Gazoon type.
Thank you.
Does it have my +1 modifier for my arrow in there?
You are so fat.
Is there a, is there,
Peach is
there an
talking to her
animal
cat.
there?
Yeah, Peach is talking to her cat. She's
So do I
not.
have advantage
She
because
hasn't
I'm
gone
unseen
totally
now?
insane. Yeah, I think so. For this first round, yeah. Yeah, a 27 is going to hit. Welcome back, Peach. We could hear you talking to your cat.
How's your fat cat?
He's good. She's very orange and very fat.
All right.
Love to hear both of those things.
Within the carriage, a young man runs out to hear. He goes to his knees, sort of like hands up, and says, "Oh God, please spare me." Grania,
What the fuck is this?
it's your turn.
Oh my
Spare
god,
him.
we're so stupid. We should have like announced who we are. This is...
What are you
You know
doing,
what?
Grania?
Judges of the Empire, halt!
Yeah, a bit late for that.
I mean, is it?
I guess not. You technically haven't
They
killed
attacked
anyone.
us first.
Oh, did they? Interesting.
Well, the eagle's totally unrelated.
Uh-huh. Grania, what are you doing?
Did they know?
You know,
You are invisible, by the way, right? Or does that end at the start of your turn?
I believe it's at the start of my turn. I posted it in chat.
You did post it in chat. I apologize for not being literate.
Yeah, starting next turn.
Alright, then you are no longer invisible.
Absolute mahungalungaloid.
That's so true and real.
What?
No, he's spitting facts right now.
Oh no, man. That sounded slightly offensive.
No, well, yeah.
I have said many offensive things.
No,
Such
you can't
as-
say that on the internet.
Yes, I can.
Granny, what are you doing?
Measuring.
Oh,
Falling on like a
Do you
tape
guys
measure.
have cats?
Yes.
Yes.
Have you guys ever eaten gnocchi, the potato pasta?
Oh.
Yes.
Do you ever notice
no.
that your cats smell like gnocchi?
so Dodo, what are we doing with
Um,
this measurement?
I think it's just gonna be you, Peach.
Wait, I have the perfect reaction to that.
Fuck off!
Okay, that is the one time soundboard use is acceptable.
We're gonna start sleeping them.
Okay.
Is this
Yeah.
the person that we care about?
The Arcanist?
Who's this?
Just-
then?
It's probably better to
Just
sleep
some
all
bozo
of them
servant.
to not kill anyone.
I'm gonna
that's
try
here.
to, but I don't know which one we care about sleeping first.
Well,
Probably the
Arcanist, or there's
Arcanist.
two
The
bodyguards.
Arcanist is, yeah, gonna unleash some fucked up spells on us, I'm sure.
You already fire bottles at 5th level, so...
If I understand correctly, Harkon, the way it works is I roll the dice and the HP will apply to the person I choose first, and that goes down. to the
No, it
next
actually
round.
goes from
Based on-
lowest
No,
HP
it-
upwards.
Yeah. So you would. There's a good chance he ran his main while you fall asleep as a.
Yeah, like
eagle.
just based on what Ethan said, if you
choose.
assume the servant is a commoner, then it's going to go probably the commoner, then the eagle, and then everyone else. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what Sleep says.
Yes, I think so too.
Oh, I misread it. It says creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose, not creatures you choose within a point of 20 feet.
Oh, that yeah, I get that.
He misread.
He did misread, but don't we all? I know. I even know one DM. You know, he was reading the spell Anti-Magic Field, and he thought that did a very different thing than it actually did.
That's crazy. I have a funny meme. I can post it right now.
What DM was that, Alex?
Oh, you know,
Couldn't he, like,
guys talk where it gets around to hear
cast
things.
it, like, over here so that it kind of like, whoopsie daisies, you know? Is there no point where you can do that? Like, just catch them in the cusp of
I
it?
can get
at
it to
least?
where it will end up hitting these two and the horse, but that's it. That's the best I can do.
And question, if something like sleep hits my horse and it's based off of HP, when my horse goes down, does it require my HP on top of it? Is it just the horse? Like,
You
if
and
a
your horse
spell
are
affects
separate
my
creatures.
horse- So my horse would go to sleep and I would bounce up as Renesmee?
What? Like if you're mounted on a
Like-
horse, or if you're in horse form?
No, if I'm in horse
Oh
form.
yeah,
If
you
I'm
would go
in
to
the
sleep.
form
Yeah,
of
yeah,
an
yeah.
animal-
Be your HP as a horse.
Okay.
Anyways, Dota.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
wanted to
works.
do
Sounds good. Why would you draw a blue
Well,
line?
how much HP does an average horse have?
23.
It seems like there's turning around to fight anyway, so maybe I should do this. I don't think I can.
Perfect. Yeah, sounds good. Roll sleep.
Okay. Hold on, I have to figure out how much. I think it was something crazy like an abcast like 11d8. Let me make sure.
What the hell? Oh, because you're a warlock.
We went over this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always forget what class you are. I honestly think you're a sorcerer every
Level
single time.
1, so it's 5, and then 7, 9, 11. Yeah, it's 11d8.
Not the fire sorcerer underwater, damn it.
Dude, yeah, while Dota's doing that, Ethan, the fucking dude, the anti-magic field thing was like a 30-minute argument.
Oh, yeah, what
Because
was that?
I misread the spell completely, and I thought it did something else, and then I realized what it did, and I was just mind blown by how dog shit it was, and so I just on the fly was like, nope, we're not doing it like that, because it's just such a trash spell otherwise. Anyways, Dota rolls a 43, which happens to be one more HP than one of the creatures in that cart. And Grania, you watch as the Arcanist falls asleep.
Based.
Yeah!
Where's my sleepy
Wait,
token?
what the fuck? Well, how much HP does this guy have?
More than more than 1 HP. Because so the sleep is a pool of dice that gets expended. So if someone has like 40 HP and you sleep them, then you have 3 points remaining. So the other guy has more than 1 HP.
Yeah, but it also goes from like least
Lowest
HP
eight,
to
yeah,
most
more.
HP.
So yeah, more than 42. Yeah.
So that means that the Arcanist had less, which means that he has more than 43, which is like a good amount of hit points, isn't it?
It's a decent amount. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay. Well,
Like a
not
CR3 veteran, which is very easy for you guys to kill. That has more than 43
These both
HP.
just look like melee fighters, right?
They are traveler clothes, only a dueling sword. So probably.
And this guy has nothing?
That is a servant who is well, not a servant. He's a senator. He currently has his arms in the air and he's begging to not be killed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
let's
think I'm
not.
it.
Let's not. have it
Oh,
go
sleep
away.
is not a concentration spell. That's very important. Okay, interesting.
That is why it's one of the few things I
Now, they can be shaken awake, but their Arcanist is asleep, so I don't know if they know how the spell works. I'll roll for that on their turns.
I'll back up slightly. I backed up slightly so they can't run at me.
Okay, the Arcanist sleeps.
He goes to the.
All right, the one that is currently being earthen grasped and mauled by a bird has to make a strength saving throw. That's the only thing he can do against Maximilian's earthen grasp, which I think just failed.
Still fails.
So
he takes
that's just
another
his
2d6.
Is that
I
how that
think.
works? It is how that
Let me
works.
look at it.
Millions Earthen Grasp?
Sorry, Rixion's earthen grasp. I misspoke. I misunderstood. I am illiterate.
6, and
Okay,
he's
the other one,
still
I'm gonna roll
trained.
a nice old little Arcana check for this good lad here, which is gonna be based on his int. Yep, he is going to walk over and slap awake the Arcanist. So the Arcanist lost a turn.
Based on his in. Oh, he got an 18.
He did get an 18
Logo.
with no modifier.
Fucked up.
Father Rixion.
I'm gonna go up to the guy and then attack him.
The guy?
The restrained guy.
Oh, easy enough. Yeah. Are you dismounting?
I probably should, because I don't... Yeah, I need to dismount.
Now, let's go check my house rules on how this works, because I forget. I wrote it down somewhere, because it came up. Mounting and dismounting. If you have land vehicles proficiency, you can use 15 feet of your movement. Otherwise, it costs an action.
Ripabozos have a magic saddle.
If you attack from horseback without a land vehicle's proficiency, you are going to attack at disadvantage. So it's up to you what you want to do.
Well, I need to action get off and then...
Okay. All right. You climb off the warhorse, and yeah, you can use your movement to approach. You said no bonus action, right?
Bonus action, I'm going to put my other advantage granting ability, the... what's it called? Vow of Enmity, on the other guy. On the other gladiator.
You're gonna give yourself advantage for 1 minute against the other dude. Okay, sounds good. Alright, I've marked him accordingly. Giant Eagle Nesme.
Can I know what the Arcanist kind of field of vision is?
Yeah, basically everywhere, because he can just move.
And so that also means that I'm not obscuring anyone's vision to see him.
Oh, you are, sorry. In his current position, sorry, I thought you were asking something else. In his current position, his cone of view is this, which is the window, the back of the cart, so like this, and then the front of the cart, so like that. So you are obscuring Severus's perspective on the Arcanist, as well as Grania's if she wants to make a ranged attack. Because his face is in a little port view.
Around like this way.
Sounds
and
good.
I'm going to attack this dude because I want to get as much range of vision. Like he can attack me if he wants to attack me, but I do want to give them field of vision too.
We really want to kill this dude.
Oh.
This guy right here.
Maybe we should just like try to grapple him.
Oh, the Arcanist? Can I do that from here?
Wait, isn't he asleep?
No, he got slapped
No,
away.
he got woken up.
But he got slapped away.
He was shaken up.
You still haven't told him your judges, which I would recommend doing.
That is true.
I'm an eagle, so I can't speak.
Yeah, basically, the eagle caws aggressively.
Let's see,
All right.
The eagle is an eagle. Grania doesn't talk. That leaves, what, Severus and...
Father Rixion. And I think Father Rixion, you know, if you announce yourself, maybe they'll surrender, Father Rixion. You are giving vengeance for the Empire. Surely such profligates cannot be suffered to live.
Wow.
I mean, can I grab with my...
Right there, isn't it?
He's like at the cusp of his thing. So can I...
Sure, you can grapple him. This is not going to stop him from doing anything, though, because you don't have the ability to restrain him.
Got it, but can I grab onto him? All I want to do is grab onto him.
Sure, yeah, you can grapple him. Make a contested strength check.
I should literally just like fly up and drop
Strength
him.
is 16 plus 3. How does that work? How do I roll for that?
You click it.
D20 plus 3, right?
No, just click the 16. It'll auto roll. Or no, wait. No, you click the thing that says STR. Sorry,
Okay,
I led you astray.
Shift,
I looked up
tab.
profligate, Alex. That's pretty funny.
You're welcome. It's from Fallout New Vegas.
Right.
Well, it's a real word, but that's why I know it.
Yeah. Yes, I gathered that it was a real word.
Okay, yeah, you grapple Arcanist Phaterion.
Awesome, and now I want to fly 80 feet into the air.
Alright, luckily that is not how grappling works. Grappling, the way it works... Correct, yeah. So the way that grappling works, let me go find it. By default, what grappling does is it imposes the grapple condition, which reduces your movement speed to 0, which isn't that crazy. From there, though, let me go find it.
Restrain them, right? Is that what it's called?
Sometimes if you have a feat, you're allowed to restrain them. Typically, though, it just allows you to drag them up to half your movement speed if it's along the ground. But this takes, let's see, but this takes another turn. Yeah, you have to use the... While you're grappling, you can... Yeah, I
Otherwise,
think
I'm
it's
just gonna
I think it's
attack.
another contested check on the next turn. So you've grappled him now. Next turn, you would make another contested check, and then that would pull him, half your movement speed, which would be what, 40 feet into the air, and then you could drop him.
I would rather just attack.
Oh, okay. Well, grappling is your action, so that would mean he's not grappled.
Does it matter? When he's grappled, what does that prevent him from doing?
Moving.
That's it. Not casting spells or anything.
Correct.
Got it. Then I just want to fuck with that.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay,
Cool.
I thought that I was gonna like.
No,
giga
yeah.
chat him, like-
Luckily, you guys will never have to deal with enemies that can fly down, grab you, and go back up into the air and drop you at 80 feet. I think you would not enjoy
But
that
that also
encounter.
means that we can't do that.
Correct, you can't.
Oh, that means we're never
That's
fighting dragons.
Well, that's not how dragons fight, but you probably also will never fight a dragon.
Maybe they should.
Maybe they should. Yeah, you think
Do
that'd be
either of
fun?
us hit?
Yeah, the 24 hits 100%. Okay.
Ah!
Yeah, the 14 goes through. He takes damage, a long slash along his chest.
Awesome. And now, because all I've done is attack, I want to fly up.
Yeah, sounds good. You're gonna take 2 opportunity attacks if you do that.
Never mind.
Opportunity
I will
attack.
stay right here.
All right, Severus, Octavius.
Maybe,
out of
wait,
this-
sorry. Can I do this just for the, like, if I move 5 feet, like here, that doesn't make a difference in opportunity.
It makes
yeah?
1
I'm still
opportunity
okay.
attack from the guy that's restrained, because we just moved out of his range.
But he's restrained. So.
Yeah,
what's the-
restrained people still get attacked, just a disadvantage.
Do I take that risk for vision? Question mark? Team? Say team.
Dead silence. She wants to know if she should
Hey.
take a disadvantage opportunity attack to give Severus view on the Arcanist.
On the Arcanist, I'd like it.
Yep, I'll do it then.
Okay, great. You move back. You take an opportunity attack at disadvantage from the dude. 22 hits you.
Wow.
You take 11
That's
piercing
crazy.
damage. You are a
Wow.
bloodied
That's
Bird.
unfortunate.
That's
very
not so
unfortunate.
The servant-
22 and 23.
remains on his knees, groveling. Grania.
Wait, you just skipped my turn.
No, I didn't. Fuck. I mean, I did, but not intentionally. Severus.
It was intentional.
No, I didn't do it intentionally, so it never happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh well, in that case. Right. Yeah, just good old bow attack at this guy.
Great.
Um,
Now, no sneak
This one
attack
he
for
can
this one,
step- yeah.
because
what?
Renesmee, technically,
Is it just,
technically she's within 5 feet of the enemy, but not within like 5 feet of an actual line because he's looking through a porthole and she moved out of the way of the porthole. So
Oh, wait. I wasn't aware of that, and that makes it entirely pointless to attack you.
there would be sneak attack against that bozo though, because he's within 5 feet of Father Rixion.
I'm sorry for making you take that opportunity attack for no reason.
L.
That's okay. Theoretically, I wouldn't know, right? I'm asking for advice if it's wise or not, but it
Oh,
would be
That's true.
metagaming.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me just check something. Yeah, I'm just gonna bonus action dash up to this. A melee
Okay.
attack him.
Sure. He has, since you're on ground level and he's inside of the cart, he's gonna get, I don't know, 3/4 cover is not reasonable. I think it'd be half cover, I guess.
melee
Because it's
attacks?
up to his, like, yeah, of course.
Okay.
I think half cover, because it's, like, up to his mid-waist, so, yeah,
What
half
if
cover.
you went out?
Wait, how big is
What
the
if you
porthole?
did this?
How big is the
Wait,
porthole? It's
what
like, it's not really like a porthole, it's just an opening. It's like half the cart is open, so it's basically, you can see from his, like, belly button up.
What if you went in through like the back?
Yeah, then he could just stab him. Yeah.
I could have done like this, I guess.
Yeah, you can do that if you want.
I'd like to, yeah.
Sure, yeah, you run into the back of the cart, and you can just take a normal attack against him.
First I'll tell him Imperial Judges cease.
Okay, you say that.
And then
Please
I'll
stab him.
ready an attack in case he does anything that's not seizing.
What is seizing? Cease.
Lowering his
You're saying
arms.
cease. Okay, I understand. No, I got you. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, the senator who ran out of the cart, he sort of keeps his arms up and looks in horror. Grania.
I need to figure out what action I should do well without being
for the stream viewers. Never mind, I can't explain it. It's whatever. It's a funny meme though, Dodo. Very good.
For the straight viewers.
I can't see this guy even if I move.
Well, actually, I think you can if you move, right? Yeah, you can see him there.
How does the rest of this cart work? Like, is this guy completely inside where I can't see him at all?
I'm just going to draw lines in the cart where there's openings to negate any future confusion. There's an opening in the back, there are 2 rear windows, and then there is an opening in the front.
I blow up the cart.
Base? Base department?
Waste.
I don't know what we're doing at this.
That's true.
Yeah,
It's probably not
nice.
fighting, but...
I mean, is this the end of the conspiracy? Who knows how high it goes? Maybe there's a whole legion waiting over
I
there.
think she'll get her spells back tomorrow, so it's not. Really...
Actually, true.
I don't. You don't.
What if the governor's in on it and you're about to fight an arbiter, a 20th level judge?
Well, then we were gonna lose.
Well, rip to us then.
That's fair. Oh, goddamn. That's such a good meme, Donut. Fuck, I'm still chuckling about that. Alright, what are you doing?
I don't really have anything that good, so...
Do you have a combat
just ask him
cantrip,
to
right?
surrender. I do. I just don't know if that's a good idea. Whatever, I guess we just kill the duelist, who cares?
Base. Good.
I'll just stay where I was. Okay, I'll double Eldritch Blast.
Sounds good.
Here.
What you doing, Peach?
Wait,
why are you sketching
what
all
if-
this?
One question.
Yeah.
What if the duelist
25 hits,
thinks that
15
he's
hits as
being
well.
mugged?
Yeah? Do you typically get mugged by eagles?
Or like,
Well,
what if they think they're being attacked?
But
and
it
they're
was
not evil?
hired for protection without realizing he was hired to like protect from a crime.
Well, at this point, Cerberus has now said, so the duelist is bloodied as 2 Eldritch Blasts strike him, green bolts flying through the darkness. They have been put on notice. They've been informed that, these are Imperial judges. Arcanist
We have him
Vitarion
back down.
is going to...
If it's anything other than
It
holding
is,
up
yeah.
his hands and dropping his shit,
Oh, it
then
is
I'm
something other
immediately
than that.
attacking.
But he gets to start the thing before you do the thing, so I'm just figuring out what he's actually doing.
Free action, dimension door.
That's not a free action. It's mine.
Whatever.
Okay, I know what spell he's casting, so yeah, make your attack.
It's pretty fun. Like I said, layer bonus.
No, I just need to figure out what spell he was doing first. Yeah, do your thing, Severs. No sneak attack, but you do get an attack. Oh my god, that was a lot of sneeze. Oh my god, that hits. 24 hits.
Did I count if I'm 5 feet by myself? Am I stupid?
No. No. It's other allies. Creatures.
Oh no, it's yet another enemy. Okay, I'm just...
Wait. Oh no, yeah, another creature hostile to the target. Yeah. 24 hits, but no sneak attack.
Wait, why?
Because Peach is
Well,
not
but
within
he's
5
within
feet.
5 feet.
She's within, like, okay. It's weird because it's on the grid like this.
Line
But,
of sight,
okay,
just
okay.
within 5 feet. Okay.
No. If someone's on the other side of a wall, but they're technically within 5 feet, you don't get sneak attack. The whole point of it is that the other person is distracting
actually,
them.
there's a spider that actually really doesn't like him.
That's
in
so
the card.
true. That's so true. All of this is true
Sounds
and
like
real,
me.
but also you don't get sneak attack.
Yeah, I know.
It's true and real. Still no sneak attack.
Yeah. Okay, 7 piercing damage. That bloodies the
Classic.
Arcanist.
1 on the roll.
And the spell that he was casting goes through. Why is he marked with a fire thing?
I don't know. That's been on there since start.
Oh, I know why I
Yeah,
put
I
that
thought
there.
that was
I know
above.
I know why I put that there. I just need to remember my own system. Yeah, he's a Misty stepping outside the cart. That's his bonus action. And then as his action, he is activating the magical item, the amulet around his neck with a glowing gem at the center of it.
Does it look like the one I identified?
Yeah, it looks a lot like that actually.
Fuck.
Wait, which one did he identify? Sorry, I don't remember.
Oh, the one that was being smuggled,
Okay.
What was it supposed
we don't
to
know what
have
it actually
done? Oh, okay.
The Arcanist told us something that he said when he identified it, but we have no clue if that was actually true, so we're about to find it out.
Here's the question. Does in your world, does casting an item, like a spell from an item, not count just like casting it yourself? Like you can break the 2
Correct.
covenantal spells on
Yeah.
10 roll?
Yes.
Does that apply to scrolls as well?
I was
Yes,
just thinking
it
the
does.
exact same
Ooh,
thing.
that's pretty good.
Okay, he is fireballing at 5th level with the necklace. And it's not going to deal any
Anybody
damage
got
to him
counterspell?
because he's immune to... Oh yeah, true. Anyone got counterspell?
Nope.
Okay, it isn't going to damage him because he's immune to fire damage, but it is going to damage his ally, the duelist. So that means that Renesmee, Severus, Father Rixion, the horse, and the duelist need to make dexterity saving throws. Also, the cart's on fire.
Oh my god, what a horrible roll.
Is it really that bad? Oh, you're right. It is.
Severus, you have a +3. because you're next.
Ooh, that's still a fail, I think. Wait, let me double check. Let me double check. That may not be a fail. It is a fail. I'm sorry.
How do I saving throw off of this evil shape?
Just roll dex check.
Got it.
What's that?
I'm a 17 plus 3 here.
Yeah. What's that? I'm just checking the magical item to see what the DC is. Okay, cool. Severus fails. Oh, I need to roll damage for this as well. I was doing that all out of order. Got excited. Okay, 32 damage. Severus, you take half of that, 16, I think. Father Rixion, you take...
All of it.
All of it, yeah. Renesmee, you take all of it, and now you're back into human form by 24 hit points. So you get blasted back into being a human being, and well, Havel, and you lose 24 HP. So do that accordingly. The duelist needs to make a saving throw.
He can't. He's one of them's restrained.
Oh,
right?
correct.
So
Then the
they
duelist,
auto-fail.
yeah. It's just the one that you restrained. Yeah. So he auto fails. So he takes 32 fire damage.
Nice.
The arc, no, he is not dead.
Oh, no.
The warhorse also takes. So your summoned thing takes an attack. Your summoned Find C doesn't have any weird resistances, right?
No, it's...
Okay,
yeah.
then it is. Does it die, or is it just like poofed out of existence?
It'll like fade.
Okay, the warhorse turns into glitter and fades as it screams in agony. Okay, and the Arcanist is, of course, immune to fire damage. So, now we got our guy. He is currently restrained, so he just has to make a strength check, which he passes. Now, the spell is broken,
Okay,
but he also, that's his
still
whole turn.
takes-
Yeah.
Could I say something?
Yes.
Still takes...
character?
half
Jan, your turn,
damage.
you can smile.
Oh wait, that's on my turn. I can do... Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I'm
so he
just
should be
saying-
healed for 6 HP? From the last time he failed?
I guess so.
Okay.
If
I won't
we
get him.
wanna
It's
go
like,
back
no,
to
it's like
that
3
point.
You
rounds
break
ago. I won't
concentration
fix it.
on Rixian?
Yeah, because the spell
Oh, I didn't
dropped,
roll
so-
that yet.
Well, the spell's go. Oh
No, the spell doesn't go away.
No, Heckle made a good point. You got hit by the fireball, so yeah, you do have to make a
That's
concentration
what I was
check.
saying.
Yeah.
But even if he breaks out, I pass.
32,
even if he
you
breaks
pass,
out,
yeah.
the fist is still there
What? Why?
because I can use it on my turn. I can grab him again.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
Interesting. Okay. All right. That's the first guy. The second guy is going to move over to Severus. Now, I don't think that's flanking. It technically, obviously, is, but the entrance to the cart is
Sneak attack
kind of
doesn't go
like.
through the wall. Neither does flank.
Well, this isn't through the wall; it's in a straight line. But
Yeah, it is.
I
Yeah,
don't
you
think it
hit
is
the
because the
board
other
here.
guy is restrained. So, well, no,
Also,
he's not
like,
restrained.
You also put
maybe
the
he
door
wants
like
to
this, so this is
consider-
through the wall.
You're right.
Maybe
Dodo,
the-
I think you're right.
Maybe he wants to consider that, his allies just got fireballed. Maybe he doesn't want to work with us and just, drop his weapon. Morale check.
No, I will say though, that did remind me. On his turn, he'll shout over towards the person who surrendered and say, "Augustius, you vile coward! I'll make sure to kill you after this too." And then
This guy
continues.
surrendered.
Yes,
Yeah.
and he will make 3 rapier attacks against Severus. Not advantage, just normal.
The first one hits.
All right, you get hit for 12 piercing damage.
Oh.
Father Rixion.
I don't have advantage on this guy anymore, so I.
Am I removed from the spell? Where am I?
Good point.
I haven't
Thank
been
you,
forever.
Peach. You are at 14 in the initiative order.
I'm at
I don't think
14
we skipped your turn
fire.
because you just got hit by the fireball and he goes at the top of the round, so. Or at the end of the round. But you do go this round. Thank you for
How much damage have we dealt to this guy? A lot.
I don't know, like a lot.
He just took. He was already bloodied and he took 29 from the fire. He wasn't dead, right?
He is
Okay,
still not dead,
and-
yes.
The assumption is that he has more than 43 HP total because of the way the sleep spell worked earlier. If they have similar HP.
Yeah, I'm swinging with the greatsword.
That hits since he is restrained. Well, also just by default, but
Wait, is he restrained?
he's not restrained.
oh no, you're right. Fuck. Sorry, there's a little token there, and I keep getting that it's bloodied, not
by like
restrained.
you could move
If
by
I
one.
move here, it's advantage though, right?
No, for the same reason the guy wasn't flanking.
Oh,
Cerberus.
because Echo's not
right.
on my
I didn't
level.
see it
He's
between the
on.
tokens. I didn't see.
Yeah, there's a little wall there.
Okay, so 15 misses.
No, it hits.
Oh, sorry. Damage.
All right, you slash open. He's just in traveler's clothes. He's bloodied. He's torn apart. His teeth are gritted. He's determined to fight, but he clearly doesn't have much left in him. I mean, he's gotten just had a bad day. We'll put it that way.
All right.
That hits.
And he's
You
just-
slash down the young duelist. He drops to the cold cobbles, rain pelting against him. His blood begins to run with
Damn,
water
dude,
across the
that's-
cobbles.
It's kind of sad. What the? Why are you putting it like that?
That's what's happening. Cerberus. This is just like in the other campaign, Ethan, where your like nephew or whatever who was the young duelist died. This is the same thing. Rip
Stepping
Echion
up
for
to
real,
this
for
guy.
real.
So didn't Echion die in a prisoner of war camp?
Yeah.
So this is
Are you
something like
bonus
that.
disengaging, or are you just running?
And I move like this.
Yeah, you can move like that, yeah. Wait, no, sorry, you
Uh,
can't move through the Earthen Grasp, I think, right? Doesn't it occupy the space that's summoned in Yogi?
It is a medium-sized thing.
Yeah, you can't move through it then. Rixion's Earthen Grasp occupies the
Medium-sized
ground.
object.
This works though, right?
Yeah, that works fine.
Yeah.
I will let you know
I'll
when
bonus
Opportunity
action
attack, though.
disengage.
Oh, there you go.
I will be putting him to sleep again. Heads up.
This guy.
Yeah, now that he's away from the duelists.
Well, you can aim it so it doesn't include me if you just like
Correct.
aim it here or something.
Real
I know,
and
I
true.
think it's a waste on an attack if he goes to sleep.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that he doesn't run away in case it like he counter spells and weird shit.
They're surrendering, fuck. Surrendering Senator, still surrendering. Renesmee, Dethaldra, Fredericia
Wait,
in.
I'm not done with my
He
turn.
was attacking.
Correct, sorry,
But-
continue.
Yeah, I'm most certainly attacking.
Troll face.
You're gonna kill him.
Jesus.
Fangs.
Fangs. Oh, that's the weapon.
Only at
Yeah, he's biting him with his
Biting.
vampire teeth. That's the big twist.
That's what the dagger's called.
Alright, you hit him for 11. He was bloody before, he's still bloody. Okay, Renesmee,
Wait, I'll just turn around and say, consider your loyalties. This guy just fireballed your colleague to death.
Renesmee,
I have a
Dethaldra,
question.
Fredericia.
Just like this is kind of like how does D&D work? If
Yeah.
you want to knock someone unconscious but you don't want to kill them,
Yeah, if your weapon does bludgeoning damage, you can attempt to do non-lethal damage. Basically, you just attack, and then you state, I want to do this non-lethally. If you have a slashing, a piercing, a magical effect, there's no real potential to do this non-lethally. So
What
you
if
have
you-
to-
Do a quarterstaff attack.
Would you let someone with a sword do a pommel strike?
Yeah, but it'll do way less damage.
Yeah, but
But yes, they can do a pommel
if-
strike.
So if Renesmee cast Shillelagh, it wouldn't be able to do non-lethal, but just attack normally with the quarterstaff. She can.
Well, no, with the Shillelagh, doesn't that just increase the damage of the bludgeoning?
yeah.
So it'd still be,
I
you
just thought
can
it was
still do
kind of a
non-lethal.
magical effect.
No, I meant like a fireball.
magical
Like you can't
damage.
non-lethally fireball someone.
Okay, well that's it's like an AOE. That's
Sure, but any of these, like you can't non-lethally disintegrate. You can't non-lethally any
Oh,
spells.
yeah. That actually does make sense.
Yeah,
Yes.
a little bit.
Kind of hard to non-lethally power word kill, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. So, Renesmee, Dethaldra, Fredericia.
Do I have... Wait, let me just check what Shillelagh requires of me. 1 second. Okay, it's a bonus action. So as a bonus action, I'm going to take my quarterstaff and I am going to Shillelagh it.
Okay.
I'm making piercing
And
damage.
I'm going to come over here and I want to try and crack him over the head with it. To
Okay.
be not killing him.
Yeah, make a
Wait.
quarterstaff attack.
Am I misremembering or does Shillelagh make
Oh.
it piercing damage?
I don't think Shillelagh does that. I think it just makes it a higher
It's
damage
bludgeoning.
dice of bludgeoning. Yeah.
But anyways,
Okay.
I fucking failed.
Well, yeah,
that
you
one.
swing
Bad.
towards him. The Arcanist dodges to the side. He has his book in one hand and he's beginning to speak arcane words. Grania.
Oh, I don't like that.
Not the arcane words.
He's asleep.
And I'm going to attempt to. I'm going to kind of If any of the other party members here have rope, am I able to just take it off them and use it? Or not?
Fuck,
If
dude.
any
I
other
have
party
rope.
members have what?
Rope.
Um,
Restraining.
there is such thing as a free item interaction, but typically when you're transferring it between two people, one of the person has to like burn an action to take it out of their pack and then extend it to you. Now, here's the thing though, none of that matters because as long as he doesn't get woken up by the other duelist, he's asleep for a full minute, so the action economy of that doesn't matter
Well,
too much.
You could just
could
punch
just-
him in the head, bludgeon him in the head, and like, boom! Fucking sleep time, bitch. Boom.
Well, if you fail to kill him,
But
then he
that's
just got
less
another turn.
reliable.
Well,
Also-
he's asleep right now, so you can resolve it later. For now, the
Maybe
other
you should
duelist...
just
You
wait,
can
wait,
come
wait.
into my
You
pack.
could
You've seen
take
me
away
use
his
rope before.
spellbook. Take away spellbook that was in his hand.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll
Pick it
take
up
that.
real
Yeah.
quick.
No, you can't take items off of other people, even if they're asleep, without an action. As an action, you could, but not as a free item interaction. I don't think that's reasonable.
He had it in his hand and he fell asleep.
Again, I'm
I
just
was not
thinking. I'm
dropping
just
it.
thinking of the reverse of this encounter. Do you know how much? Do you know how a wizard player would literally lose their fucking mind if they lost a spellbook because someone just walked over and took their book from them? They would lose their
While
mind.
they're
No,
asleep,
as an
while they're
action,
asleep.
while they're asleep, that's
item
fine. But as a free item interaction, no, that's not. No.
It's literally on the ground. He doesn't have it in his hand anymore.
Well, it is still in his hand. He's just asleep.
It's
It'll be an action.
okay.
And you can just take it
It's
from
okay.
him. The duelist is going to step out of the cart and walk down there. He is going to make one attack against the man surrendering, which misses.
What?
Make another attack against the man who's surrendering. He will stab the
Nice.
senator through the throat, and then he'll make his last attack against Father Rixion, which hits.
That was-
I'm gonna speak with that. Who cares?
12 piercing Father Rixion, and a
He has
Constitution
3
saving
attacks?
throw. He does get 3 attacks.
I'm concerned about killing them all because it might seem like fucking suspicious if
Which
like
is
the
why we didn't
arbiter
kill
comes
the
in.
Arcanist.
Yeah.
Okay. Father
that's
Rixion,
why I'm
this is the
worried.
one you marked with your
I have
oath
advantage
of-
on this guy because
Correct.
he's marked.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. I'm
Wow,
going
it's
to
death. Bless you.
Great Weapon Master. This
Oh,
attack.
Jesus. So -5 to hit, plus 10 to damage.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's advantage, so that's a crit.
Oh,
Yes,
oh,
it is a crit. Yeah. So you'll get plus 20 to this attack.
No,
damage.
that's not how it works.
God.
It is how it is. Smile.
And
No,
then
it's not a dice. No dice.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
we rolled
right.
this
Oh, that's so
with my
yeah,
buff
so
for
unfortunate. Yeah, it is a flat number. That's
now the
How much
question
life?
is, do I add some empowered smite onto it?
holy.
Do you want to
I
actually
would
just
just
fucking
make
delete
sure.
this guy? Sure.
You
Yeah.
just remove him from the face of
mean, like-
Valeros.
Hold
The
on.
face of this earth.
What do I do?
Yes.
Hold on.
Rixion's
Okay,
version
so
of
it's
disintegrate.
double.
Send him
Let
back
me
to the
just
womb.
roll the crit damage first, and then we're adding on a level 1 smite. No,
Level one?
level 3 smite.
Oh.
Yes!
We're adding a level 3 smite that we're empowering.
Alright, so I'm gonna
Okay.
record these damage numbers. This is gonna be the highest damage we're gonna get in the campaign for a fat minute.
Yeah, it is.
'Cause
Okay,
if you roll any
so
ones, you get a reroll it, right?
damage.
This guy's just gonna be like a fine
Is that
mist.
the crit damage, or is that
That is the crit damage, yeah, not as much as you may have hoped for.
okay? And then we add.
You got the
Divine
same
Smite.
exact damage roll on both of those.
But the
That's
thing
true.
we're. Hold on. How does this work?
Okay,
When
so you
roll
Divine Smite
damage
at 3rd
for a
level.
spell,
So Divine Smite 3rd level would be
38.
3d8. No, what?
No, 40. It's
4d8, and then you
It's
multiply that
1d8
by
is
2 because it's crit, so it's 8d8 additional damage.
It's 8d8, but I also have. Oh, this is the one I wanted to do. Internal intensity. That's what I want.
Oh, you're empowering it using your. Oh shit. Okay, you got to put that in chat for the other players.
Okay.
I know what it means, but
So
yeah.
I'm spending a few con points to make my D8 smite turn into a.
D10.
Holy shit!
I could do a D10. I could do a D12.
Are you trying to break a record or something?
Wait,
He is.
What level do you do this? What level allows you? What level sorcerer allows you to do this?
It is a subclass of sorcerer.
Oh, so
And
at
it's
least
level 3 of that subclass.
Nads.
So,
Okay,
Yogi,
so
it's up to you. How
we're
much comp
doing-
points you want to drain?
What is it? 4D. Do I want to do the D20? How
Well, no,
many
it's
do I-
8.
do I
Whatever you're
roll?
doing, it's 8d that because you crit.
Yeah. So I think I'm just gonna do 8D20 because I want to kill him.
Okay, how much comp points is that? It's like 6, right?
It's
Jesus
3.
Christ.
It's 3 because I go from D8 to 10
For each.
or-
Oh,
yeah,
I
so
forgot.
that's
I didn't
1,
add.
2,
I
3.
forgot. Yeah, I was gonna add a progressive scale, but I didn't get around to that. So yeah, it is 3 points.
20. D.
You know how to reduce
wait,
your
what is
con,
it?
right? Temporarily.
Yeah. Let me focus on the damage
Okay,
right now.
8d20.
So
Yeah,
it's
sorry.
8d20.
Yeah.
Okay. 80.
And the 10 from Great Weapon Master did not.
Yeah, it's an
Yeah, and
18
10 more.
plus 80, so it's 98 plus 10. It's 108 damage.
Jesus Christ.
Do you think he's dead? I think he might be dead.
All
I
right,
might also be
Maybe,
dead, for the record.
maybe.
Father
He's
Rixion,
just
your
fucking
max
shriveled.
HP does not reduce from the Constitution reduction, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I specifically put that in the thing because I realized a sorcerer can kill themselves like super easily. Anyways, yeah, you pull your axe back and you don't pray. You demand power from Aurelian's soul. Your axe comes swinging down, and it's like a comet. The entire area whites out as this single white, hot, furious smite strikes the man. And what is left there is not a bloodied corpse. It is not, a body that's been split in twain. It is a scorch mark on the cobbles.
Yeah, dude, is it like the shadow of Hiroshima? Over
Yeah, it's
there?
that where you see you see the like an outline of where his body once was.
That was
Basically,
the
how scorched
brightest.
the cobbles
Like,
are.
I just lit up the whole
Yeah,
bridge, the whole road for like.
yeah. For a
mile.
brief moment, this blinding white light filled the area.
Literal nuclear explosion.
Yeah,
I
you split his
had to
atoms.
temporarily drop it, Harkin.
What?
I don't know how to temporarily drop it.
Oh,
Wait,
that's
do,
fine.
Do I see that, Alex?
Yes, most certainly you would see that. Yeah. Do you see the You were at the right thing, Yogi. If you go back
Okay,
to the
so it's
cogwheel.
here, and then it's just -3
There
here.
you go. Yep, Constitution -3. You got it.
Sure, people in Mythos saw that.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want to catch up with them anymore.
Yeah. Severus, you are blinking black spots out of your vision. Now what?
This guy in front of me.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Are we
take a
killing him or
spellbook.
are we taking him prisoner?
I'm taking a spell book.
Okay,
And I'm
easy
taking
enough.
a
Yeah.
And can I take my free item action to just drop my rope on the floor?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't
Okay.
really, since there's no one else alive, we don't have to worry about the action economy. We can tie him up and
Gag him. Take all
yeah.
of the shit
Please.
off him.
you press him up. Oh, sorry, the cart's burning. Never mind. Do not put him up against the cart. You tie him up, leave him in the center of the road.
It's raining.
My sock into his mouth or something so that he really can't speak.
Yeah, the
What?
cart will start to sizzle and go out, but it is on fire from the fireball. And you can all, you glance over towards Father Rixion. He is looks exhausted. Like he is slouched shoulders. Yeah, I mean, what's your con at now, Yogi? I know it's still high, but
It's not even that bad. It's like
17, 14. Okay, yeah. So he's drained of energy quite a bit, but there is just a scorch mark on the ground. And as Maximus rides into this, we are going to take a brief 5-minute break. We'll be right back.
Please. Thank you.
Funny.
And welcome back, everyone else, to
Oh, everyone's back. Okay, good.
yeah, Pax Mithdosica. So, rather than unwind all the shit that's happening, we're just gonna go from Maximus's perspective. So, Maximus, you are riding hard along the road. Rain is coming down and pelting you, and you see maybe a bit of lantern light in the distance. It's hard to tell with all the, rain
pre-flash
pleating
or
down.
post-flash?
This is pre-flash, and then
Okay.
as you're looking in the distance, white. You don't even register it as a flash of light. It's just your vision goes white for a moment, and then when it returns, your eyes are just blinking black spots and all such things. And you feel that Mickey has continued to gallop forward, though you can tell. I mean, he doesn't have blinders on. He probably saw the same fucking thing, but he's just well trained. And
His carrying him forward.
yeah, as you approach, you see a burning cart, which has now provided much more, tons of light to see by. You see 3 corpses near the cart. You see a Arcanist bound and gagged and very much awake now, surrounded by Severus, Grania, and Renesmee. And you see Father Rixion, and next to him, a Scorch on the cobbles with 2 burned boots.
Now, if we've gagged him as well, right? Because
Yeah,
I
the
don't
wizard
know
is
what
gagged.
he's probably got some somatic.
Yeah,
just
Renesmee
like-
specifically
yeah,
said
I
it.
a sock in his mouth.
Yeah.
Or both of them. He's good at
Oh, 2 socks. Wow, he got a big old mouth, I guess.
And tied it up between, there's a rope keeping it in.
He's gagged. Yeah, we can just.
Yeah, we
he's
get
gagged.
it. You play with
these socks.
He's not going anywhere.
He's gagged. And that's what you see, Maximus.
I'll walk over to Father Rixion, stare at the boots. Did he explode himself? What the hell happened?
Oh, you
Killed
should have
him.
seen it. Aurelian's soul's strength flowed through me and smited him into dust.
Wonders
Makes
never
me feel
cease.
young again.
You don't look so young, Father, but I'm glad Aurelian's soul is with us. And I'll walk over to the other dude, fucking kick him in the stomach. Who's this Joker?
The gagged wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll wince and tears will sort of appear at the edge of his eyes.
Who's this clown?
He's the Arcanist.
Oh. Oh.
Idiot had the
become
necklace
alive.
on himself. Tried to blow us up with it.
Speaking of which, still around his neck, by the way.
Oh, I thought
No, you said spellbook.
Sure.
I didn't hear necklace.
I thought we're taking everything off of him. That's not just.
Oh, he's naked?
Anything that's remotely spelly.
So is
Honestly,
he naked?
yeah, fuck it, he's naked.
Okay, he is naked. All of his supplies are piled up next to him, and on top of the little stack of clothing is a
Literally.
beautiful amulet with a glowing central. Well, actually, no, it's no longer glowing. Never mind. But it is a beautiful amulet.
I'm impressed you all had the what's the restraints to not. I'll look at the scorch mark.
Grania managed to make him fall asleep.
Oh, there's also 2 dead burned horses. And one that's freaking out, like losing its mind because it's tied to the burning cart.
Where's Nami?
Oh.
Nami's like.
I'll put away the horse to the burning cart.
Yeah, it'll sprint off into the distance, and Nami will.
Too.
Oh yeah, you guys can go over and help free it from its restraints, and Nami will slowly clip-clop over to Renesmee.
I will pat her and say,
A haunted look in her eyes because she saw 2 of her fellow horses charge into the breach and die horribly.
I'll just keep saying, good girl.
She's seen the brutality of war.
The two burnt fucking horses.
Yeah.
Were those ours?
Yep.
Yeah. Mine and Grania's.
We would have killed him, but, you know, we need him for evidence.
We go through a lot of horses, don't we?
He fireballed us.
I'll cover Nami's ears. Shut up.
Nami doesn't understand common.
I know, but you know,
But she gets the vibes.
Your dog and you feel bad for them.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that's true.
Oh,
Yeah.
Maximus
your
doesn't
cats.
think lowly of the horse's job. He just thinks every horse that isn't Mickey is inferior.
Did someone
Nice.
take the amulet off his neck?
Yeah. All this stuff is piled up next to
He's
him.
literally naked.
Literally naked.
The only thing I did take off of his is his, his piercings.
You
His piercings?
You couldn't have left him his pants.
No pants, no underwear. We can't take any chances.
I haven't identified. I haven't detected magic yet.
That's fair. He's a dirty magic user. I'll kick him again.
Yeah, he winces and tears, sort
yeah,
of
I've
squeeze
got
their way out of the side of his
detect
eyes.
No offense, Father. I'll make whatever the religious hand gesture
Sure.
is for Aurelian soul.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, Severus, you start to ritual cast detect magic. The cart is no longer burning. The rain has come down and put it out.
Ah, very convenient.
Could I have some light, please?
Yeah, other than Father Ixion's glowing eye, you guys are quite dark here.
Oh,
I can
sure,
produce
suppose.
flame.
Sure, yeah, you
Great.
can keep burning the cart if you want.
No, like with the flame cannot produce.
There was a
flame.
torch on there.
Wait, that'd be supremely based. Can I get some light? Sure, lights the cart on fire.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should go through it and salvage what we can.
I'll just produce
Evidence.
flame in my hand and keep it
Okay,
alive.
yeah. A
Like,
little
walk with
ball
it.
of fire
Salvage?
appears in
There
your
was a
hand.
hooded lantern on it, if it's salvageable.
There was a hooded lantern, and in fact, still there, inside the carriage.
Okay, I'll do that then. I'll light that on fire.
You ignite the lantern and walk past. You can see that after they put out the lantern, but before you guys caught up with them, they must have discarded several of the luggage bags because only 3 remain within the cart. The other 5 are missing.
Oh,
It's gonna be a long
I
night.
couldn't have gone very far. I'll start to look for him.
I mean, I can.
We're still on the run.
If we think that's going to take a while, I can locate object and then ride.
What object
I can
would
get
you
a
be
new
locating?
horse, and then I can locate object and ride down there.
What object?
A bag like that? Is that not good?
Well,
Are they
you
all the
could.
same
It's just
bag?
Your kind turn.
you could. It would just show you the closest one though, and then you bring that back.
Right, and if I
right
go
out again.
down the road,
Oh, okay. That's what you're saying. Yeah, you.
I don't know how long the road was. How long?
You
from
guys are
when they
right now
saw
about 8
us?
miles outside of the city. just on the very edge.
I don't know
of visual.
from when they spotted us, from when we got to them.
Oh yeah, that wasn't very far at all. I don't know if locate out.
Okay, so then that would be where it is.
Yeah,
the stuff is probably
correct. Yeah.
Are these like luggage boxes waterproof?
No, some of them are. 2 of them are very clearly waterproof because they have large, what do you call them, like exterior animal skins you have to pull back to get access to the main bag, but the rest of them are clearly just normal luggage bags.
Grenadia's gonna go pull on Renesmee. So,
What
Yes,
do luggage
Grania?
bags of this time look like?
We'll talk about that after Grania. What's up, Grania?
she'll
Yes, Grania?
sign, should I help him, and then point to her healer's.
Oh, the wizard. No, he needs to be very weak when we bring him back.
Well, maybe we should make sure he doesn't get infected.
But I mean, in the mechanics of D&D, they don't just like fall over dead, you know?
I mean, yeah, he's not actively dying. You can heal him if you want. Who are
like,
you
why
healers
would she?
kidding, Grania?
That was for myself.
Oh, based. Okay.
Heal who? The wizard?
Yeah. Just
Well, why
make him
would
more
she?
healthy. Make him more healthy, Smile.
But
Gross.
that
We don't
makes no
want him
sense.
healthy.
Okay,
Yeah,
there you go.
so no.
Yeah. Okay.
The
perfect.
only reason I could think is if there's some second assassin that comes and kills him because he got captured.
Well,
No one
Father
knows he's
Rixion
been
and
captured.
Maximus can walk away to go look for those luggage bags. The 2 of them working together with Father Rixion and Nami should be able to clear the area in less than 20 minutes. Grania, Severus is ritual casting detect magic. Renesmee and Grania, what are the 2 of you guys doing?
Searching the cart.
Okay. As you go to search the cart, we can... Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, please.
I was gonna say after tanking myself, I was just gonna sit next to the wood.
Okay, you sit down next to the window.
I'm going to pull Grania up and say, Grania, he's evil. And I'm going to drag her with me. Let's
I'm
get
also
the
sitting
cart
next to
together.
him. It's all good.
Yeah, she's being
I know,
supervised by a
but
chaperone.
Grania's too friendly. He's going to be like, hey, can you untie me?
Yes,
Just be like,
Severus
oh
is the
yeah.
most trustworthy among us.
Yes, among us.
What? I am.
Grania, help me search.
I don't
I
believe
told
that.
her.
Well, second most.
All right, Granny, do you want to join Renesmee in the cart, or would you like to remain with the wizard?
She'll say, or she'll sign. I'll just another way to write that. I guess legs hurt. That's what I'll sign.
Okay.
You sit down, and we'll resolve thing by thing. So starting with Renesmee, we can talk about what the luggage looks like. They are basically just wooden frames with animal skin draped over them. Sometimes they'll use sort of canvas or other things like that. Those would be shittier because animal skins have sort of waterproofing properties. And for the truly waterproof things, you have a separate sort of like otter or beaver or some other sort of aquatic animal skin wrapped around it, and then with inside of it you have the actual luggage. So within the cart there are 3 of these. Renesmee, in one of them you find 6 sets of fine clothes. In the next one, Renesmee, you find 5 sets of fine clothes, including a couple rings, a couple jewelries. And then in the final bag, Renesmee, you find 2 sets of fine clothes, as well as a couple of folios and sort of like fashion documents, and a couple of books.
What are the books?
The books are pop history, as it is referred. These are all official books of the Empire, referring to recent conflicts. They're technically historical, but they're more so adventure novels written about various legionnaires serving in the military and the conflicts of the Empire's past.
So nothing weird.
No.
Perfect. Alright.
Next, we have Severus and Grania. Severus, you conclude casting Detect Magic. And in terms of magical items, there is, of course, the amulet is very magical. The Wizard's Spellbook is magical. I think that's it.
Is the rope magical?
No.
I'll allow him to put, like, I'll help him to clothe himself in a rope in his boots.
Yeah, sure. You can sort of drape the thing over him and pull on his boots. He seems somewhat resigned now. He had a very fiery resistance before, but now that he has been gagged and bound, he resists a lot less.
And you should have his balls hanging out so that he feels self-conscious.
No,
and...
no. We don't need
I don't want
to.
his balls to freeze
What, we
off.
can kill people, but we can't make people ashamed to have their balls out?
Do you want this man's balls out the entire 8-mile trip?
Yes.
I don't.
I do.
I don't want to look at that.
I didn't know you were a fan of
So
CPT.
funny.
And they will do plenty of shriveling if he's just in pants. It's just that shriveling that I have to
True.
look
He's
at.
also in robes, which are very airy. He's not wearing undergarments, so it's just cold air.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll put him in some robes.
There you go.
Basically,
They're
a
already-
skirt
they're
without
already
pants.
shriveled, yeah.
Yes, it will be
They're
very
already hiding in
shriveled.
his body.
I do think
Not
Peach
to
brings up a good
worry.
point, though. You guys will murder someone without a second thought, but the idea of stripping them naked and making them go through the, wilderness while naked is so much worse. It's kind of funny. It's a
No,
little bit funny.
I just don't want to look at that.
Oh, okay.
It's not like I have any moral
Yeah,
qualms
Maximus doesn't
against
want to
it.
look at
Oh,
it.
it's just
Make
oh,
pleasure.
you're uncomfortable
Weird to
seeing
be
the human
around.
body.
Ah, yes. All right, Severus, after you finish the detect magic, what are we doing next? You have another 10 minutes until Father Rixion and
the
Maximus wrap
card.
up.
I'm searching the card.
Renesmee has already concluded her search part. She is stepping out now.
I do not care. She didn't do it with detect magic.
Jesus Christ.
Based.
Yeah, you step up into the back of the cart. You look around. There's no... What? Let me check. No, yeah, there's no magic in the cart.
Because it's in a lead box.
No, there's no magic in the cart.
99% of gamblers always stop before they win. Just about they win big. Yeah.
True. So you should tear open every board in this cart.
Yeah. No, I'm not doing that.
Do it, Bozo.
But I'm gonna search, check the pile of the luggage that she searched as well. She
Yeah.
said there was jewelry, just in case anything's magical there.
There was jewelry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Is it
magical.
magical? Alright. Anything that looks a diamond?
There is one diamond. Yeah, it's a brown
Yoink.
diamond.
Is it a rock?
Is it a rock? No, it's a brown diamond.
Oh,
That was a diamond. I'm yoinking that shit.
Okay.
Was it brown diamond necklace, ring, or earring?
It's in a ring, yeah. Are you... Okay.
I'm gonna go through his spellbook.
Sure. You sit down on the cobbles next to Grania. You pull, you have like a large sort of tarp cloak thingy that you use when you're doing these long stakeouts. Oh, your cloak of Elfenshine. You sort of pull it around your shoulders. Grania has her rain cloak around hers, and you begin to flip through the lacquered pages of the spellbook. And within, you can find the following spells. I will put a list if you want me to, but it'll be easier to read them out because you can't even copy these anyways. Cone of because you only can copy rituals.
Oh, none of these are rituals at all?
Well, there is, but you already have the one that's a ritual.
Fucking bozo.
He has Cone of Cold, Ice Storm, Greater Invisibility, Lightning Bolt, Fly, Fireball, Counterspell, Suggestion, Misty Step, Shield, Magic Missile, Mage Armor, and Detect Magic.
I'm gonna go over to him and kick him again. Kick him against the
winces.
shins. And just go why do none of you ever focus on rituals, you fucking idiots?
There's no response.
Eyes still glowing.
Yeah, there's no response. Okay, well then, at around this time, Maximus and Father Rixion return. Maximus has 2 large luggage bags on in the saddlebags of his horse. Rixion has recovered 3, and they can sort of, toss the luggage bags onto the cobbles, or gently lay them down if they wish. Inside, you guys are going to find a couple things. One cart is entirely devoted to toiletries, toothbrushes, a sort of gross-ish powder that seems to be, maybe when given water, turns into a form of toothpaste. Who the fuck knows? That's it's weird. It's fancy people shit.
That's rich people shit. Right there.
Yeah, there's perfume. There is several different types of combs, as well as things to trim beards and hair and things like that. So that's one luggage bag.
Why do you have so much shit? As I'm yelling at the Arcanist.
The Arcanist looks up. So we have 4. Okay, then the next bag would be a sort of mobile grooming kit. I know the toiletry sounded like it had some overlap, but for grooming you really want dedicated stuff. Pomade, things for maintaining a proper aura.
This is all probably for the damn senator.
The 6th bag contains ceremonial garb, including a light purple toga, alongside a sort of green diadem, sort of things that you wear to official ceremonies.
I take the purple toga. That shit gotta be mega expensive.
Well, it's light purple, but yes, it would be worth a D chunk. Though it is also ceremonial garbs, you probably should return it to the governor. Such a thing would be given to a senator after their investment.
Yeah, that makes
there's
more
that,
sense.
and then the last 2 luggage bags contain all sorts of games, stick games, like basically entertainment for a long journey. That is the total sum containing of all those 8 luggage bags. Basically just...
Why were they tossing those into a fucking oblivion? They're worthless. Except for the purple robes, those are pretty cool.
Sure.
Granny wants to try to get the Arc's attention, that's open the ship.
You can do that.
I'll look at Renesmee. Can he, like, talk?
No.
Are we... Oh,
Absolutely not. Not until we get back to the place. We are not removing that sock, and I will look at him, and I will say, we are not removing that sock.
It's because he's a dirty magic user. I'll kick him again.
Maximus, like half of us are magic users.
Yeah, but he's a dirty magic user. See the difference?
In fact, all of
That's
us,
true, that's
except
true.
for you, are magic users.
That's actually quite true.
Well, there are, on top of the Arcanist, there's also the Duelist, the Smited Duelist, and the other Duelist, and also the Senator, the bodies. If there is, I mean, looting to be had.
It's been a minute,
Yeah.
so we can't revivify him, right?
Correct. Yeah.
I don't think we have the...
Nor do I think you would want
Why
to,
would we
because
waste?
I don't think
I mean,
we
I'll
have
search
a...
the bodies of the...
Yeah, it's all
or the
behind
body
their
of that
pockets.
one guy. Or the 2 guys, yeah.
Yeah, the Smoded the Smoded Duelist has nothing other than crispy boots. The non-Smoded Duelist has a signet ring, he has traveler's clothes, he has a dueling sword, a parrying dagger, which he never got a chance to use, just because it wasn't really relevant. And he has a small little coin purse containing 3 gold pieces.
Jeez, I will pop those.
How crispy are we talking here for the boots?
Never mind, that was bad. They are blackened, singed.
I poke one with my warhammer.
It makes a strange sort of crunching noise and falls apart.
Nifty. Will the wonders of Aurelian's soul never cease?
And then on the body of the Senator, he was wearing a very robust travel garb with multiple layers of clothing. Basically the full ensemble version of what Brainiac has. Like, he was wearing all 6 layers of froofiness. He had a traveler's cloak. He had 3 signet rings.
Damn. What are they of?
So for the Duelist, he is of the clan Arenia. And the Senator was of the clan Viria. He was of the bloodline Polonius, and the what's the other thing? One sec. It's some other thing. The Knightly Order of Aurelian's Almighty Champions. That is the final signet ring.
Never heard of them.
Yeah? Yeah. So yeah, those are the signet rings on those 2 bodies. What now? We have killed this man's companions.
What's on the
kidnapped him.
signet ring?
On the Duelist, Clan Arenia. On the Senator, he has 3. 1 for Clan Viria, 1 for the Bloodline of Polonius, and 1 for the Order of the Knights of the Almighty.
All of these are above ground cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that we should get the Senator onto one of our horses, you know? Get him back.
Okay.
Get him to face the independent arbiter.
Yeah, Renesmee, you turn away from the bodies and move. Maximus is petting Mickey. Father Rixion is sort of just examining the battlefield.
I want to come up behind him, grab his hair,
Behind
and
whom?
just fucking lead him.
Jesus. Behind
The
who?
wizard.
Oh, as you approach the wizard, you can see Grania waving her hand in front of his face, like trying to sign at him.
Okay, I will walk past her and grab his hair and force him onto Malcolm.
Okay, yeah, easy enough. You'll need Father Rixion's help. You are strong,
Sure.
but he is a whole-ass human being. So, Father Rixion will help you, tie him to the back of your horse. And we have a bit of a transportation problem. We have 2 horses and 6 people.
Yeah, Renesmee, let me put the doofus there on Mickey, and I can probably handle one other person on top of that, considering he'll just be tossed over the back.
Got it. I'll get him off my horse and I'll push him towards him.
Father Rickson, can you make another horse appear?
Yeah, I'm gonna upcast Pine Steed because that's the only spell slots I have left.
Okay. What is upcasting?
Huh?
What is upcasting?
It doesn't do anything special. It's
okay.
just I need a spell slot.
Yeah. Ethan?
If I don't care at all for the comfort of any of the three of us, can I get me, someone else, and old
Yeah, you
boy
can get
back
Granny
there?
on there. She's small and horse big.
Alrighty.
And then,
Yeah,
Father
I'll do
Rixion
that.
and Severus can share a horse, or Severus. Actually, you don't even need to, since Father Rixion's summoning a horse, you can just double up on those, and then you have the prisoner on yours, and it works perfectly.
Oh, okay, yeah, that does work out then. Yep.
Okay, and you guys begin to, I guess, just leave this here and return to the city?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
You leave this...
Do we take the senator's body?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
we should probably do that.
I'll gentle repose it.
Okay, you gentle... Well,
And
technically,
I'll,
to be clear, they're all senators. It's just that he's much more fancy than the other two. The duelists both have clan
well, we
Arenia
can put
signet
a
rings.
body on all three of ours, yeah? So we'd have
Well, each one of your
bodies.
horses has 2 people on it, which is the normal amount. So if you're putting a third... Nami definitely can't. She's just normal riding horse. Your horse and Maximus could probably fit 1 additional body, but, you know, you're straining the horse's abilities.
Well, mine's not real, so we'll strain the horse's abilities.
Okay. Well, it is real. It's just summoned. It still hurts. But yeah, you put a corpse on it behind you and Severus. Okay. Then which corpse are you taking? The fancy one?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. You guys begin to return to the city of Flamia.
Should we... What do we do with the other one? We just leave it on the road? Gang?
I don't know. Does it? What's the etiquette around this?
Well, it depends. If you were like in the Legion, you would report this to your commanding officer and stay around the scene of the attack. Or you could go inform the governor and ask him to clean it up. Basically, if this is left here long enough, it's going to seem like a bandit attacked and murdered, like, you know, a senator and his entourage, which would be a very big deal. But, I mean, if you get the governor to send out some legionnaires to take care of it, it should be...
I feel like we should tell the governor when we get back. We're not too far, and we don't have to do the grunt work of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
That's a good way of doing it.
Okay. You guys return to the governor's palace because, of course, Maximus informed the governor of this little expedition of yours. So the governor's palace, which at this time of night would almost always be inactive, is now bustling with activity. And as you approach, familiar legionnaires will come. And I don't want to speed through it too much, but mostly it's just going to be you guys repeating to the governor what happened. So the corpse of the senator will be seized by a clerk and brought to the crypts in a church near town. Or not near town, but within the city. You guys will explain your story to a clerk, and then an optio, and then eventually get into a room with the governor, the arcanist trailing behind you this whole time. And eventually you find yourselves inside the governor's office. Several soldiers along the edge of it, the arcanist seated in the middle, the 5 of you standing around him, and the governor looking at the arcanist with... It's a hard look to gauge. Severity, definitely. Very harsh, severe stare. But you're not exactly sure what emotion he's feeling, because he just has a very furrowed brow.
Yeah, I'll hand over the amulet to the governor.
Yeah, he'll look at it. The central brooch isn't glowing.
That's... He was when he equipped it earlier. I believe it just needs somebody to, I'll just, like, put it around my neck.
Yeah?
Does it glow?
No.
I think it's because he used the charge in it. He used the charge, probably.
Well, either it was... He did use it. So it might
What did it do?
replenish its energy.
Well, let's ask this then. Whenever Heko took it off him, was it glowing then?
No.
No.
There you go. That's charged. We don't know much about it. What's that?
So what does the
We're gonna have
amulet
to
do?
go under Circle of Truth then, because if they did took magic onto this amulet right now, I would say that it wasn't magical.
Well, no,
so
it
we'll
would
have
still
to
be
under the Zone
magical.
of Truth.
Magical items
No, it
with
would
no
still be
charges
magical,
are still
just without
magical
a
items.
charge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either
Is that
way.
how that would work? If something has charges that don't recharge, is it still a magic item when it's out?
Oh, no. If they don't
Usually
recharge and it
not.
runs out of charges, it would be dead. You're right. Yeah. So if this was a one-time use item and then it was just used, then yeah, it would be
I'll tell him it cast a pretty big fireball that killed at least one person and set his car aflame.
He nods and looks
This
at
could
the
have been
Arcanist. So I guess he
very
told me
deadly.
the truth about what it did.
Yeah, and then he took it for himself.
Any indicate? You said he killed someone. Who?
Well, he had a few people with him.
Who are these accomplices?
He didn't kill anyone though.
Two of the two duelists, and then
You have
somebody
their
who
names.
we took their signet rings, right?
Yeah, he did.
We have their
Yeah.
signet rings.
He looks
I
at his
don't know
Optio.
their names.
Judges, if you don't mind, I'd like those to be turned over to my Optio. He can find out who these people were.
We had to leave one of the bodies behind because two of our horses were killed.
One of the bodies. How many accomplices were there?
Two duelists that were actively engaged in combat, and two non-combatant people. One of them was a senator, which is the one we brought with us, and one of them was just a stagecoach driver, from what I can tell.
A stagecoach driver.
Or like the carriage driver, servant, something like that.
Alright, then tell, and he gestures at the Optio, and you can inform him as to where the, place to go is. And they will go
It's
about...
just next to the burn card.
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
One single road.
Yeah, sure. And they will begin the process of identifying who these people were. The governor will sit down in his chair. I suppose I owe you all an apology.
Oh, it's
No,
quite
no.
alright.
It is most fine.
No,
Completely
no, it's not.
understandable, Governor.
No, it's not. You are clearly just fastidious servants of the Empire who thought that you'd found someone acting against our interests, and, well, if he actually had managed to sneak away in the dead of night, then it would have been due to my request for arbitration. Do you have any idea? He sort of glances at the guy, but then, remembering that he's gagged, he looks towards Renesmee, or I guess all of you. Any idea why I chose to run now? Do you think that I had a mole, someone that informed him the arbitrator was coming?
He might have
Perhaps.
noticed.
It
that-
was only because of my surveillance. I was out there every single night, working the
yeah.
night shift, surveilling him, that I was able to see that he was getting away.
Yeah, we have been
I-
surveilling his house. To
Only
just
me?
Make sure that he doesn't
I-
flee.
My
I did
Optio and one
see
other knew that...
Several people. Pardon?
Only me, my Optio, and my clerk knew about the arbitrator coming. We all made
I
oaths
did
under
see
sound of
3
truth
people. The
Perhaps it was
day before
unrelated.
or the day of?
the day before.
The day before he was meant to disappear, or before he decided to run, I saw 3 people enter his estate. I may be able to identify them. It was, well, usually he's out and about seeing a lot of people. 2 of them were the twins that were found on the cart, and one of them wasn't. One of them came in a horse-drawn carriage. Also looked like a senator, I believe, right?
Yeah, in fact, you sort of think about it, and while you didn't get a good look at him,
Is it the same
the
guy
last
that
night,
was
but
there?
it does seem pretty similar to the corpse at the center that you now have.
I think it might have actually been the senator. The
So his
Isn't it
accomplices
that
met
bit
with
of
him the
fun?
night before.
It seems so, yes.
Can
He
we truly
usually
think
meets
that
with...
we are so lucky that these are unrelated, that he just chose to leave now?
No, I believe that he
He must have been
noticed we were
informed.
surveilling him, and
Interesting.
either that or
There's
he was
no
warned.
way. I was so cautious. I wasn't even in human form. I was just a cat perusing the streets. There's no way that he would have been able to tell it was me.
Well,
Someone.
I was surveilling him during the day. Maybe you spotted me.
The governor
Maybe he was
glances at the
intending
wizard.
on
We could
running
ask him
away
under
with the
his own
amulet
truth.
anyway, because he realized sooner or later somebody would recognize that it's gone.
We could ask him under his own of truth. If you do believe that
Does
that
he
is
need to
valid
speak?
now. If he chose to speak, yes, but, well,
It
I
is.
suppose we could just torture it out of him.
Well, that's.
If he can't lie, even under torture, if he decides
I
to
don't
speak,
disagree
have
with
to
the
be
core
truth.
principle, of course. This is not the facility for that sort of thing. I believe you and the Department of Faith have more suitable environments for such interrogations to be conducted. Perhaps you should report this to your superiors in the Department of Faith. Have him taken by a team that can properly wring any information out of him.
Yes, we will
Yes.
also need somebody who can speak with dead to
I believe
talk
that
with the
the
corpse.
mother
Hand
who
him
you
over to
requested
the
is still
Inquisition,
here.
perhaps.
Yes. Father,
Alright.
Hyperion, I'm sure that you do have contacts that can assist us with this.
Well, the previous
the Department of Faith,
priestess,
of course.
the priestess is still here, the one that you requested before. Mother Dulcion. I'm sure she can assist you with speaking to the dead, but as for custody of him, we don't have any magical jail cells. We have normal ones. Do you think that'll be enough to keep him contained?
Oh,
Keep
absolutely.
him
He
gagged
remains
at all
gagged.
times.
No, I would not trust that even. Unless he is under magical guard as well.
Wizards
I
need
would
their
say that we
hands to
most
cast
certainly
spells,
have to
correct?
get-
Well, we
Yes,
saw
keep-
his spell book. What's the word? What can he do?
Misty
Echo?
Step.
Or
Misty Step can be used with the just verbal components, but the thing is, he can't cast any of the spells unless he has a spellbook on him, right?
don't
No,
need the
you just
spell
need an
He still
arcane
has the
focus.
prepared spells.
Yeah, you just need an
Oh,
arcane
right, you still have
focus.
it. Yeah, absolutely right.
So we just take his arcane focus.
Which you already long
But he
since
doesn't need
have,
an
yeah.
arcane focus for a verbal component spell only.
Correct. Verbal component
can't-
only can be cast as long as it's in his head, which will be the case forever.
And we know it's in his head because he used it in the fight.
Correct.
Yeah.
Just give him some TBI.
The governor shakes his head and says, "No, I think there is a solution to this."
Cut out his tongue?
That was my thought precisely.
Chain him
What
in the
about
middle of
his
a
hands?
30-foot room.
Well,
if we cut his tongue, how will we get information from him?
You can just
The
regenerate.
Department of Faith
no,
can
no,
still
it is
do
a good
that?
point. It is a good point. We wouldn't want to waste the Department of Faith casting an 8th level spell just to bring his tongue back.
It's very expensive.
Is there a reason why a gag can't be relied upon?
Well, I would just be cautious because clearly, if this is going on in the city, he might have people that hear about him being captured and then go and try and free him. And if it was as easy as
Well, our
having a
garrison
physical ball
consists
gag-
as 100
Yeah,
men,
we'll just...
so we can make sure to station all of them in the prison if it's necessary.
But what if someone in the garrison sneaks into his cell and removes his gag?
As
and he
I
can
said, there are
escape
100 men in
magically?
the garrison.
Wait,
There would
can he
never
zone
be
up through the corpse?
You can, yeah. But why? Like first speak with
Could we-
dead?
Yeah, do we
That's-
kill him and speak with dead sort of through them?
No, because
The-
there's only
Because I
three
have to
questions. You
speak
can't
with
zone
dead.
Yeah, the
in.
governor will
time.
shake his head. I believe that storing him in the prison is fine, and if you're truly concerned of there
Yes,
being conspirators
yes.
within the city, then I'll make sure that there are double guards at all times.
Yes.
I think that will be the most.
Make sure he has no windows or something like that, right? Just in case he does
Alright.
get it off, he can't teleport out the window.
We can put him in
Yeah.
the palace's basement instead of the prison. The prison does have bars on the windows. Such things are mandated by the emperor. But we'll put him in the cellar.
Yes. Double guards with a gag in, 24/7. Else cut his tongue out.
A
No,
manacled at all
do
time.
not cut his tongue out.
I said else.
No.
Ah,
you know,
yes,
if-
agreed. If he attempts to break out, then we'll find an alternate solution. My men are going to act quickly to find out who these co-conspirators are. I know it's late at night, but I recommend you remain here to gather information. I'm going to organize the guards and, well, I'm an older man. Let's get some sleep. But I'll order my Optio to report to you any of their findings over the night.
Yes,
Thank you.
that
I,
sounds.
I feel as if we may be busy.
Please, I'll inform my servants in the palace that they're at your disposal until this man, he gestures towards the Arcanist, and his accomplices have been thoroughly dealt with. And,
Excellent.
one moment. And he goes to his desk and writes out a quick writ. Essentially, he gives you the authority of a governor until...
Temporarily.
Yeah, exactly. Until this man and his 3 accomplices have been punished to the full extent of the law. And he signs it with his signature and hands it over in case you run into any of my overzealous subordinates.
Holy shit, time to overthrow the governor.
Based. Yeah, and the older man
Oh, no.
who was weary when this started and is much more weary learning that his Arcanist has conspired with a criminal group. He will leave the palace, and of course everything he said can be taken care of. The Arcanist will be dragged off, the corpses of his accomplices will be recovered, and most importantly, their identities are trivial to find. It's incredibly
That's
easy.
one, right?
What's what?
The smited guy. I don't know.
The
if
smited
he
guy
can't-
would have been difficult, except for the fact that he had an identical twin. And that's the...
Oh, it was
Oh,
the
yeah,
twin.
okay.
Was
Yeah.
it the brothers that had
Correct.
the book?
Well, no, it wasn't the book. It was there was the 2 duelists who were identical twins, and then there was the senator. And you smited
Yeah, that
one of
makes
the duelists.
sense. You
so,
find one twin.
Yeah, you have his identical brother. So if it had been the senator, we'd be having a very different conversation. But no, it was not. It was not him. So the people involved are by the names of Cosius Lars Aulus Arenia, and then his brother Servius, same of his name. They are duelists who were in the city of Flamium for a sort of like a sabbatical before they were going to the city of Regia for a tournament. They're originally from the city of Ravinium. Next, the foppish senator was Augustius Pius Gnaeus Viria, he has a great amount of historical prestige in his family, you know, belonging to the bloodline of Polonius, having personal accolades from the emperor, but his father and his grandfather have done very little. So it's like a very powerful bloodline, he himself not much. Now, the people themselves are not that interesting, it's what's found at their estates, because the moment that their identities are found, the boarding house which Cosius and Servius were staying at is, you know, completely torn apart, and the noble estate of Augustius is torn apart. And slowly over the evening, as you guys are pounding coffee and whatever else it takes to keep you awake, bits will begin to trickle in. We will start with the two twin brothers. At their halfway house, all the other senator's sons that are there are detained and questioned, but basically they all agree that the two twins only spent time with each other than a bit of like social drinking, and they seemed just very excited on their dueling career and never spoke any ill of the emperor. Then the twins' rooms are searched, and within they found 2 documents, which they will hand over to you. They're just little strips of paper with text written on them, and they were sort of rolled up and hidden inside of cubby holes within the walls, and the legionnaires can't make heads or tails of what they mean.
Sorry.
Yeah?
Sorry. I looked up and didn't realize that was code at first, and thought you had just...
just giving you gibberish. That's very funny. Oh God.
Anyways, it literally says what it means right there.
Yeah, what does it
You
mean?
don't need to analyze. Well, it
obviously means into red. Yeah. So those two scraps are found at the twin brothers' place of residence.
I just,
for
Harkon,
10 seconds.
I need you to save me actual IRL hours of my life here. And not just, I don't want you to decode it, but I want to ask you, with my own brain, without any other information within the game, can I uncode this?
No.
Okay. Cool.
You would need a key. To do this without a key is literally impossible.
What's the one where you just, like, shift the alphabet
a
by
substitution
one letter
cipher.
or multiple letters?
Yeah, substitution
Yeah.
cipher. Oh, no, sorry, that's what you're talking about is a Caesar cipher. Those could be done, but...
Is this a Caesar cipher?
Well, actually, so we can step into this. Now, this is all, like, Severus is just knowledge. So the Frumentari love using codes. And they have, basically, nowadays we call it decryption, but in this time it would basically be viewed as, like, information detection. You have been given a long laundry list of the different types of codes used in Eastern Valoros and their level of sophistication. And you have been taught, like, for example, the Tabrashan armies under the Son of the Dragon, they use a very basic substitution cipher, and if you know what the message is supposed to say, you can probably reverse engineer the cipher they were using. The Mythosian legions, for instance, they use... it's called a play fair cipher, but basically you have a grid which says a number of letters and numbers, and then as long as you have the key, you can easily decrypt the incoming message. But if you don't have the key, it's very, very difficult. The Frumentari have their own ciphers, and you can almost instantly recognize this. This would be used in the Imperial Legion. This is a play fair cipher, most certainly, and if you can find the key, this would be trivial to decrypt. Otherwise...
Is the 24 a key?
Is the 24 a part of the key? No, the 24 is a number that is just plainly listed, which you would know from your Frumentari training is terrible. You should never just list numbers as a part of your code, because it actually makes it way easier to decipher, because you just have, free, oh, that's the number 24. So these people clearly understood parts of it, like, oh, we're supposed to code our letters, but they're not very experienced at espionage, or they never would have written, numbers in the message. Beyond that, you could try to guess what they mean by the, like, oh, typically sentences start with this, but these are not very long, which would make them very, very hard to decode. If you were in the field, you would see these things and just assume you will not get access to them unless you find the key. That's kind of the operating principle for these. So those are found at the estate of, at the shared rooms of the twins. There's also this, which is found. And this was, actually, it says in the description of the handout. There was a very lazy attempt to destroy this. It just didn't. Like, they tossed it at the fireplace. It sort of landed on the rim of the fireplace where the stone meets, and it did not get fully burnt. So this could indicate laziness, or it could indicate immense, like, a very speedy rush, like they were trying to go really fast. Unknown.
Key.
No, a key would be in a grid pattern. Like it'd be 5 numbers, and then 5 letters, and then 25 letters. If it's an Imperial Legion cipher, which is what it looks like. So yeah, that's what's found at the twins' place. Beyond that, they find literally nothing of suspicion.
What's the date right now? Because I feel like that last bit is a date.
The current date is
like
the 8th of May.
Okay, so it might be May 24th. It might be the month after, or maybe it was the past. I don't know.
Could be. In the house of the other one, Augustius, within his noble villa, all the servants are detained and they are just kept. Unlike the senator's sons, they don't need to release these people, so all of those servants are going into prison until they are thoroughly interrogated. The entire estate takes a while. It's like 2 a.m. by the time the first bits of information from that villa begins to come into your guys' sort of impromptu command post. He had a lot of books. A lot of heretical books. A lot of familiar heretical books, including, alternative history to the Empire. A lot of, like, intellectual criticisms of the Empire. No weapons or anything like that. No crazy shit. And then in his personal study, there was just a lot of ramblings. He seemed to think of himself as somewhat of a philosopher, and you can flip through the pages of this manuscript where he tries to criticize the Empire, but he does it much less eloquently than all the sources that he originally drawn upon to develop that criticism. Additionally, another one is found. This one's much longer, another strip of code. Unlike the twins, who at least tried to hide their encrypted messages, this one's just sitting on his desk when they find it.
Nice.
And then, in the same study, in between 2 couch cushions, they found this, which, Severus, you would instantly recognize as the key to the code, which, in terms of, operational security, is an insane thing to just keep in your house, much less between your couch cushions. But that was the case. That is what he did.
Bad OPSEC policies out here.
Yeah. And those are what are found.
How the fuck does this work, though? How do you...
Yeah. Now, Peach, you can solve it. With what you have access to, you can now solve it.
But I'm not good with...
That is fine.
What the fuck is that?
And if you guys, give it over to, if at the Imperial Legionary Garrison, you guys can just hand it over towards there. Every legion will have a messenger, and messengers will be taught, the basics of encryption. So if you'd like, you can just hand it over to the legionary messenger, and he will be able to decrypt all these messages now that he has access.
What is the English name for whatever this cipher is called?
It's called a Playfair cipher.
Okay.
It was developed in 1843.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
We're gonna have to.
And I was so close with my 11. Almost figured it out.
Oh, you're rolling an in check to see if you would understand, the encryption of the messenger system in the legions. That's based. I would have taken that if you got higher. Okay, well, I'm gonna be honest. This is not a simple code, even with the cipher. It's not super.
I'm too tired
quick.
to do this.
Yeah, it's not super quick to go through, even when you have the cipher. So, if you'd like to just hand it off to the.
History is my job. Always look at the little things in your work.
Huh?
Okay, never mind.
Okay. If you would like, you can hand it over to the messenger of the local legionary garrison. He'll be able to translate it by about the time that you guys, the sun is rising. So in the next couple hours.
Let's do it.
Please.
Okay. You hand it over to him, and with, continuing to pound substances, Grania probably drifts off to sleep. Grania never seems very interested in this aspect of being a judge, but the rest of you remain wired and ready to go. And eventually the messenger comes in. He admits that he had to go through a second time because his first run through was a bit flawed in its decryption methods. The words didn't make sense, but the messages he presents you with are thus. I'm just going to show you the same handouts, but the actual message will be written underneath the encoded version. This is the first message. This was found in the in a cubbyhole in the wall where the twins were staying. This is the second message, also found in the twins' home. Oh, I'm just going to read these as we go through. Regia, Cafe Garmon, Delmon 24, which is the month of April. So, April 24th, the city of Regia, Cafe Garmon. The second message, also found in the...
Wow, like how far away is that from today's date?
That was like 2 weeks ago. Almost 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
The next one is Smuggler's on his way. Expect in harbor soon. In Spice. Then the next one is pretty lengthy. This was sent to the Pompous Augustius. This reads, Most August, you must learn secrecy. We have spoken to those in your staff, and they say you brag of your newfound role. Remember, our cause is righteous. It is only through will and bravery we find ourselves here. Stay your tongue. Keep in mind the risk you lavish on others. And then this final little piece of scrap, the one that was attempted to be destroyed, but wasn't fully destroyed, it reads, Mythos, Great Department of Coin, Box 374, Passcode Aurochs.
Oh, shit. We should check out whatever that is. When
We got the passcode. And then you guys can get your other items and sell them. Or...
So as all this information is collected, it is like 6:30 in the morning. You guys have stayed up the entire night, barring Grania, and you're all quite sleepy.
That's
so,
crazy.
What now? Do we go up? Do we get some sleep?
What does
and
most August work? Like, what does that mean? Most August?
It could either be, it's probably a title, like Most August. August is like a, it's like a adjective. Also, his name is Augustius. But it's like a double entendre. It means most august, which is like a reference to nobility or like honorable, and then also his name is Augustius. So, base Dota. I hope that's what it is. That'd be funny. So what are we doing? Obviously we're sleeping, because that is a prerequisite for whatever we want to do next. But after you guys get some sleep and end up waking up at around like 3 p.m. the next day, what do you want to do? Do you want to go speak to the governor? Have him get briefed by one of his optios? Do you want to go speak to the corpses speak with that? Do you want to run off to Mythos and go grab the contents of that box?
Let's go speak to the governor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that we should tell him about these notes, to be clear.
He's already going to know, because the people who delivered these notes to you were his his legionnaires and employees.
Then yes, I want to run to the box.
You want to run to the box? Oh, so you want to, first thing when you wake up, you want to leave the city and travel back to Mythos.
I mean, can we tell, like, do we have a contact that we could... Do we have somebody who can use the spell sending?
Do you?
Are there any other Arcanists around?
No, that was the only one in the city.
What about Mother Dulcian?
She does not have access to that spell.
Unfortunate.
You could
scrolls.
You could wait tonight, and then Zednius pops in your dream, and you tell him.
Huh?
Randomly.
It just happens to be that this very night Zednius decided to use the dream spell, and then it also happened.
He probably does it like once a week. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be a crazy coincidence.
I don't even have access to his sheet, so I forgot everything about him.
It is what it is. I mean, well, you guys wake up at like 3 p.m. Renesmee. Your companions are there, groggily waking up. Grania looks bright and chipper. Do you present this idea?
Yes. Absolutely.
Through what method? What are you saying? What's the deal?
I will grab Severus. And I will
I will shake him awake, and then when he wakes up, I'll put my head over his mouth so that he doesn't make any noise.
What?
Before he goes like, I'll put my head over his mouth and be like, come outside the room, but very quietly.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I do.
Cool. That letter.
What time is this in the morning?
3 p.m. because you guys stayed up till 6:30.
Okay, how much sleep is that?
Like 10 hours, I think.
9 hours.
9 hours.
Oh,
yeah.
Maximus has been up. Maximus has been up for like 2 hours.
Bro, he's a human being. Okay, yeah. Okay, well then,
That's fine. I'm still not talking about it.
Yeah, sure. You're downstairs. You're in a different place.
He's not talking to me.
Yeah, you're downstairs grooming Mickey, and she brings Severus down to the hall.
The governor's gonna find out about that message to check the box in the Great Department of Coin. I think that we should race over there and check what's in it first.
Well, let's think about this. Do you think the governor is actually gonna do anything about this? Do you think he's, like, part of them?
No.
He wouldn't have tasked us with this if he didn't think if he thought we were capable.
Sure, but I think that we should just go there quickly. I mean, what if we're racing against people that do know that, like, not the governor himself, but word gets out, and then someone else is trying to get into that box before we are?
Is it possible to maybe contact the Department of Coin and have them freeze that account?
Potentially, but how far is
On
that
our
route
authority?
long?
The city of Mythos.
Yeah.
The city of Mythos is, I'm gonna just rough back of the napkin 4 days, but I'll double check.
It's gonna be at least 4 days.
2 days on
Messenger to get
horseback.
there.
Sorry, 2 days on horseback.
At least 2 days for Messenger to get there. I'm not sure. We could risk it, but there's something secretive in that box. I don't want anyone else to get to it, and I'd be lying if I
think the
didn't say I was
fastest-
curious.
I mean, I think the fastest we could possibly go there, or anybody could possibly go there, is you was something that's pretty fast. Like as an eagle, you could probably fly there pretty fucking fast.
That's true. Are you alright if I do that then?
If you're comfortable doing it, yeah.
Alright.
I don't think anybody can beat you to that unless there's teleportation at their behest.
That's true. Will you inform the rest of the party that that's what I'm out to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will
And
nod
I'll
my
make
head.
it publicly that you're just indisposed.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm indisposed. I will turn
Publicly,
into
all
an
those
eagle, and
press that
I
are
will
asking you
fly
questions.
the fuck out of here.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Severus, Maximus, Grania, and Father Ixion, I think, just due to the length of the session, we'll get back to you guys next week. Because I think Renesmee is going to go do this thing real quick, and then we'll be done. So, Renesmee, you turn into a giant eagle, and you fly northward. Now, you can only be a giant eagle for 8 hours, but in that time, you can cover a lot of ground. You can get within a spitting distance of the city. If you can spit 10 miles, that is. But you can get pretty close. And from there, you can walk on foot. So about, let's do some mental math here, 8 hours of, that'd be 11 p.m. at night, then a couple hours by foot. So at the crack of dawn, just as the city gates of Mythos open, you walk past, flash them a judge badge, exhausted. You continue through the city, make your way to the Great Department of Coin building, which you've been to before. There's a lot of bureaucracy, but this time you flash them your judge's badge and you tell them that for the purposes of the security of the Empire, you must look at, box, I think it's 437 something.
374.
374,
Password of
and you
Oryx.
give him the password of Oryx, and the clerk will nod, and he'll bring you through several large vault chambers towards a sort of P.O. box, though that's not what they would call it. And he will slide out the box, and a
But
lid.
he can't see what's inside.
Correct. A
of it,
little
right?
steel
Like,
plate covers the top of the box, which you will end up lifting. But he takes the box out of its rack, places it on a table, and leaves the room.
Are there cameras in here?
What?
What?
Sorry.
Excuse me?
Sorry, I'm fucking stupid. Wow.
That was
I
very.
just had a schizo moment.
There are fine familiar ravens all over the place.
Okay, well then I will open up the box. Sorry, I forgot I was living in the year like fucking 3000 BCE.
It's fine. So You lift the steel plate and you look at the contents. Inside, you see 8 coin purses filled with gold coins, 2 platinum coins, unique, one-of-a-kind works of art made during the days of the Elven Empire, each worth 200 gold pieces, a total of 600 gold. 800 gold, 2 platinum pieces, 400 gold pieces. There's a scroll.
Are platinum pieces like incredibly rare?
Yeah. There's a scroll of Alter Self, a scroll of Invisibility, a scroll of Teleport, a vial of what is labeled Cobra Venom, and then there is a written pamphlet. This is a bit long. Sons of the Republic. In a moment of grotesque ambition, the second Emperor Varus declared himself the Almighty. Surely at this point in the process, you have heard of this event from all perspectives. That of the official testaments, and that of the rebellious scholars who declare it a cynical power grab. But few of these texts actually record the words of the man himself. Before a small crowd, Varus said thus, as reported by his official biographer. In my father's time, the questions of the day were solved in committees, through majority decision. The men of those times vacillated, unable to decide anything except through which method to line their pockets. My father showed them a new way. He showed them what power really is. Power does not need endorsement or majority opinion. Power is a means, a method, and self-evident when seen. This was the true innovation of his day. I now extend this lesson. I teach this lesson to the clergy of this realm. My divinity does not need endorsement or acceptance. To do such would besmirch the very word. And then the pamphlet continues, if you are reading this, then you may be tempted to write off what Varus said here as the words of a tyrant. But neither Varus nor his father Domitus were fools. They were correct in their philosophy, not in their childish condemnations of democracy, but in the fact that the majority was not able to stop them. Even in official histories, they admit that the overwhelming majority of the Republic was against the first emperor, hoping to keep their institutions and way of life. This failed. In the Light Wars, nearly the entirety of the clergy sided against Varus, and yet once again, the emperors prevailed. But rather than view this as a moment of great catastrophe, we should view it as a sign of hope. One man and his singular legion crippled the Regenan Republic, a proud state which had lasted 300 years. A man so mad he declared himself a god managed to defeat all those who resisted him despite being vastly outnumbered. This gives our organization great hope. Our destination is very far away, but the journey matters much more. The odds against us are mighty, but we are students of history. If the Republic could fall to the naked ambition of one, then the Empire will fall to the persistent resistance of many. Welcome to the Sons of the Republic.
Ooh.
So,
Very nice.
with that, next week, I know it's a bit early, but you know what? I guess we can wrap up what's happening in the city before we end this session. We are going to probably leave off with Peach there, though. I'm going to put a full description of the items contained there in the chat for you, Peach.
I already wrote them down, but
Oh, Jesus. Okay, goddamn. Okay, as for the rest of you, back in the city of Flamium, you wanted to speak to the governor. He has already been debriefed by his immediate attendants and assistants and servants and the like on what transpired the night before, and the 4 of you can make your way to his office. He is flipping through pages, the translated transcripts of the messages you guys found as you enter, and he will stand up and say, "Judges, there's one missing amongst your number."
Yes.
Well, there is.
All right, then. I assume you read these last night.
We did.
Yes. Yes.
So, well, I was going to send a legionnaire and a missive to the Department of Coin to investigate
Is there
this.
anybody in the room with us except for him?
No, just the governor.
I'll say quietly so that if somebody was listening from the outside, it would be kind of hard to hear. We already have a missing member. Check it.
We
Oh,
are? Would have been nice to be informed of that before this meeting, Severus.
I didn't want to reveal it until it was necessary.
Where's she
The
gone?
rest. Do you not trust the rest of us?
Oh no, I did. I just. Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell.
So,
Mm-hmm.
who was it? It was the lady judge.
The
She's
druid.
gone to the druid. All right, she's gone to Mythos to look into this box. Well
Yes,
then,
look at Severus.
beyond that, there is an open question as to where to proceed from here. I must admit, of course we're going to forward all of this to the Department of Civility, Faith, and Magic. I've already written a letter to the Arbiter that was going to come here informing them that their services in Arbiter will not be necessary, but as an investigator they could be invaluable. Do you see any direct pathway to proceed from here? If not, I believe I should commend your service to me, but I'm not sure if there's anything else I have for you, judges.
I've learned that there used to be a smuggling business in this town that rose immediately as of a month ago when the ship was seized here in the harbor. I can tell you it's run out of the back of a small clothes store, and I can tell you which one, if you'd like to send legionnaires there to interrogate them in case they know anything about the perpetrators.
Yes, please
And I
refer it
also-
to my optio.
And I also know about a bar in the upper class district where people meet for illegal activities, most of which is small-time financial crimes. But there's also I was hinting at a contact to see if I could somehow contact these Sons of the Republics.
Well,
these people.
the Patriots, surely. Whoa, what are the
Sorry, the
Sons of the
Patriots,
Republic?
sorry.
I've never heard of them.
Sorry, I forgot that. I don't know their name yet.
That's okay, that's okay.
This group, and if somebody was sent there undercover before anyone else's cover was blown, maybe even I could go myself. We might be able to lure a few of them out of cover to interrogate them further.
If you'd like, you can remain here and assist in the investigation, but I believe that what we've uncovered goes far beyond my providence. That's why I intend to leave it largely into the hands of the Department of Civility to look into further. Of course, I've been
like
writing out
quite
missives all this morning. When you find the contents of that box, I would request that you write, at least to me, and ideally write to the Department of Civility and Magic as well.
Yes, as soon as we have confirmed its contents, we'll be passing it down the chain of command as proper.
Well, it's hard to know the scale of what we've uncovered here, but
Yes.
even if it is just these 4 traitors, I'd like to thank you greatly. And
for now, if possible, I'd like I hope you could you send your legionnaire that was going to retrieve it anyways, and not tell anybody that you know about Renus May already checking out the box?
I could, but I was going to
So
say
just-
the 4 of you should go and assist her, no?
Yes, just as a guise, so they don't know that she's already there, in case they have allies there, so that she doesn't have a target on her back.
You believe there to be more conspirators here?
I don't know how far-reaching this organization is, but if they have set up specific codes with which they hide specific bank deposit boxes in Mythos proper, then this might be a lot more far-reaching than we thought.
I agree. I think our most valuable thing is to spread knowledge of this group. Alright. I will send the Legionnaire to Mythos, and I'm sure the other 4 of you can go there on your own time. As far as I'm concerned, we interrogated the servants at the Villa, as well as the other noblemen's sons, and I'm sure they know nothing. This group of 4, anyway, seems to be a cell of sorts, self-insulated, as far as I can tell, so it may be difficult to find further leads from here. Alright, well, thank you.
Question: Did they search the Arcanist's house? Not asking him, obviously, because I'm not there. But I
Yeah.
didn't hear him.
They had not.
Okay.
They had delayed on
they
that
going to?
intentionally. They will, yeah. They're gonna wait till a new Arcanist arrives, though.
Oh, yeah.
Cliffs of Warding and-
Obvious fucking
yeah.
reasons. Got it.
Yeah. Don't want to lose half of your garrison to try to go like fucking
literally.
what's it, Home
It's like
Alone
sending
your way
mice
into
in there,
yeah.
but each one gets blown up.
Yeah, exactly. So they're gonna leave that to an Arcanist once it arrives. So there's a lot more related to this investigation that is going to unfold over the next couple weeks. Arbiter's going to arrive. People from the Department of Civility, Magic,
What do we
maybe
need the
even
Arbiter
Coin.
for now? He trusts us.
Well, he's not going to be an Arbiter. He's going to switch his. He's just a high-ranking member of the Department of Civility. So now he's just going to serve as an investigator.
He's gonna
Yeah,
investigate
basically
what
figure out all this stuff and maybe even prosecute the corpses and the living Arcanist, but also the corpses.
How do you prosecute a corpse?
Same as you do a living person. They just don't get a defense.
But it's a corpse.
Yeah, corpses can still be charged with crimes. The thing is, in the Empire, when you punish a person of a clan, the whole clan gets punished. So if a member of Clan Arenia gets convicted of, in this case, probably sedition or treason, it's not just that guy that gets punished. His dad gets punished, his mom gets punished, his entire immediate family, his clan. So you prosecute corpses not for them, but for their relatives. So yeah, all three of those corpses will be prosecuted as well as the wizard. So, but that's kind of beyond your scope. You guys are more like the kick down doors, gather initial info. If you'd like Severus was saying, you can stick around and help solve some of these minor crimes, but it is a bit beneath your position. So for the four of you, Grania, Maximus, Severus, Alderixio, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to head to Ravinium to hope to meet up with Renesmee there? Do you want to head to the capital? Do you just want to remain here until Renesmee joins back up and continue your...
The governor doesn't have anything else for us, right?
This was the thing, and now it's going to be his only thing for the next couple months, probably.
Because we did such a great job.
Renesmee should know the next town on the list, right?
Well, the list just said all of the internal provinces, but you guys said you're going counterclockwise.
We've been
so-
going in like a counterclockwise.
Yeah.
So which one would be the next then?
Ravinium,
Ravinium.
where Renesmee's
Okay,
from.
yeah, I think that she'll figure out that we're in Ravinium.
Okay. Well, the next time we
Maybe
will
we should.
travel to Ravinium, party
Oh,
will
You
join.
can leave a note. You can like tell the governor that's where we're headed.
I would honestly rather meet with her.
Yeah.
Up to you guys.
Well, honestly, we can decide
Been
specifically
changed.
what to do next session.
She's a giant eagle. There's nothing that's gonna attack her.
Really? Oh,
Surely.
interesting.
Literally this session she was attacked as a giant eagle.
True. Well, to be fair, she did attack
She
someone else
started it.
first. Yeah, exactly. Same brain.
Victim blaming, huh?
Just because this is mostly for the players, but I mean, your characters, of course, knew this. They were there the whole time. But a couple seeds to remember, since you guys are going to Ravinium anyways. Every single person, except for the Arcanist, that was recovered, the Senator, the Smuggler himself, the two duelists, all four of them are from the city of Ravinium. Something to consider.
Yeah.
Additionally, you guys found a Republican separatist movement last time you went to Ravinium, which you didn't really... I mean, you kind of got them a bit in trouble, but you didn't really, like... You didn't arrest the whole cell, you just tried to determine whether they were trying to overthrow the governor, and when you found out they weren't, you kind of just left them alone. Technically, but basically, that's what you did. You didn't, like, try to root out the whole city for them. So... I think this could lead you to begin to believe that there may be a Republican problem in the city of, yeah, the city of Ravinium.
That's my city.
Yeah, that's your city. Additionally, all those, little bits of info will remain in handouts for a bit longer, but eventually I'm going to remove them because your characters will not have ready access to them. Well, the pamphlet you will, but all those little, torn scraps and stuff will be put in evidence lockup. Additionally, I'm not going to give you reputation bonuses right now, but when this case concludes in a couple months, you are going to get a bunch of reputation bonuses, specifically with the Department of Civility. So with all that said, we do not have a session next week because Ethan is busy. So it'll be the week after next, I think. We'll talk about that, yeah. We'll deal with scheduling in the group chat, but there will be packs between 2 to 3 weeks from now, maybe 4. The scheduling's gonna be rough for the next the scheduling's gonna be rough for the next month or 2, but then it'll get better again, and we'll definitely do weekly.
Yeah.
God bless.
Hopefully, yeah.
So for the stream, I will see you guys next time. As for you guys, we need to schedule something. So, goodbye.